94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome in. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman.
Oh, my God.
Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
How are you? What's wrong?
I'm fantastic.
What?
I'm warm. I don't have any pants on.
Oh, good for you.
I got my thick, fluffy socks.
Good for you, man.
I'm feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
I'm exhausted from the journey.
Was it hard getting into the studio with that cape?
It
Did
was.
the cape get snagged on anything as you flew through one of the windows?
It was an arduous journey.
Arduous?
It's not something I would recommend for a typical man, but for someone like me,
you're not a typical man. I'll give you that.
For someone like me, it's just, the world counts on people like me to do things like I did this morning.
Be a menace.
I don't know how to explain what I've gone through
of first responders
this morning, but my team of Huskies and we strapped on a few supplies. I didn't take a coat because I didn't need one. And we mushed our way here this morning.
You mushed, all right.
And there were dragons along the path.
Jeez.
There were
possums.
There were
possums.
There were evil wizards trying to stop me.
Homeless zombies on bikes.
They might have been zombies, homeless zombies, but I looked like an evil wizard to me. And the dragon may have been his dog. I don't know. But what I saw with thine eyes, was just things that most men have never seen, Rob. Yet I pushed through. With all my might, I pushed through the elements. And I made it to the studio, and so I could do the show on time. And
I'm so proud of you.
And Vic,
I could not be more proud.
Rob, I mean, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah. It was like, as the show was starting,
he's walking in.
I was walking.
The cape was caught in the door. I'm surprised you made it in.
You heard it sounded like Stone Cold Steve Austin opening the door. It was like God, that's Hoffman's music. Yeah. He made it. Everywhere. Oh my God. And I just marched my way to the microphone, and Vic, you could see Vic was so relieved, and Vic offered me his virgin daughter.
Yeah.
And I said, Vic, please save her for someone else.
You're something else. we're all just basking in your glow.
There's a trail of snow in the studio.
And blood. Snow and blood.
Yeah.
That's blood from the homeless that you trampled on the way in.
Perhaps. I don't know. There was just so much blood.
Here, I'll be back.
So
let me
much
go let the Huskies in.
All I know is there was blood. So much blood.
I don't know if it's mine. I don't know if it's the Wizards, but it's I mean, all I know is I'm here. I know is
I'm just so glad you made it.
Well, before I killed the wizard, before I slayed him, I said, "Wizard, you heal my wounds." And he said, "I'll never heal your wounds." And then I snapped his dragon's neck around, and he said, "All right, I'll heal your wounds." And he put a spell on me. And he said, "This is a spell.
Last night.
This is a spell that will last through eternity. You will be a great and powerful man, unlike 94.1 has ever seen."
Well, I won't. I'll agree with that.
I mean, this was a very, very powerful wizard, Rob.
There's something going on around here that I had never seen before.
And as soon as that wizard cast that spell of might on me, I smited him.
The funny thing is, as you were going through all that, I hit snooze.
Great.
Again, not everyone is built for the
No,
things
I
that I
wasn't
did
built
this
for that.
morning. Not everyone is
is-
built for the things I'm.
I really wasn't up for it. I didn't have my NyQuil, so I'm glad you were here for me.
Well, are you eating?
No, why would I be eating
Yeah,
when I'm
you-
so close
He's
to my
chopping
kitchen?
at something.
Oh my God! It's like it's killing me.
Sorry.
It's like the wizard didn't give me protection. Like he said, I'm going to make you mighty, but your hearing is going to be
It's
amplified.
that one thing, and I'm gonna have a small piece of gum.
That's my
For the rest.
kryptonite, I think, is like someone.
So how was your drive?
It actually, I mean, besides the wizard and the dragon and the
And everything else.
the 4 feet of snow and the blood, it was fine.
I went out and it's so powdery and it's really not sticking. I think it's worse than it looks, really. But if you don't have to, I assume don't. But the videos that I'm seeing, cars seem to be moving okay. But you had to have been a little worried going over the bridges, man.
So I took surface streets most of the way, and then
Which way did you came down Blanco to 410?
No, I went
Oh.
down Blanco, or I went to Bitters and came from Bitters and got on 281,
Oh, so you got on 281.
and then I had a decision to make. Should I take the
Yeah.
overpass to 410, or should I take the airport way and cut through the airport?
Right.
And I decided to. I saw a car in front of me do the overpass, and he spun out of control and fell off the bridge into a flaming inferno.
So
And I
after you
said-
saved him.
Yeah.
What did you do?
So I rescued him, and then I
Yeah.
took the bridge, and I survived, of course.
Good.
And this was even before I had my magical wizard powers. But honestly, the worst part was the bridge, like by the where the zombies live over
Oh,
here.
Yeah.
There's like
It
a
does
bridge,
ice over.
and it like. There was a car that I saw from far away, but he spun in a circle. And I was like, oh boy. And he was driving like a little beat up jalopy that had it probably had one wheel drive, not
That's
2-wheel
right,
drive. It had one wheel drive.
Pause the track.
And he was not supposed to be out in this, but through my magical powers, I was able to survive it and get here in time.
We're just all so grateful. Mankind, really.
I mean,
We needed a good thing.
who?
It's looking rather bleak out there for a lot of folks.
Well,
So
Vic said,
not all heroes wear capes, I guess.
Vic called me on the bat phone that only Vic has Vic and Commissioner Gordon have the number for.
Is that analog phone you keep in your backpack?
Yes.
That flip phone?
And he said, AJ, we have an emergency. And Vic doesn't call me AJ because he respects me. And so he calls me by
Yeah.
my hero name, which I don't like to tell people because I don't
Well,
want.
we can't say it on the air.
Well, and then once my hero name's out there, everybody knows.
hero
Like,
name?
yeah. Because
Oh.
like right now, as
Where I'm
AJ,
from, that's not a hero name.
I'm Bruce Wayne. So if I give out my hero name, everyone will connect us, and then I won't be able to.
You won't be anonymous anymore.
I won't be able to distribute justice appropriately. But Vic said, AJ, it's an emergency. We're about to have to start the morning huddle
Wow.
with just Rob. And I said, oh my God. And I pushed through the final. And he said, how far away are you? And I looked at the clock and it said 5:50. And I said, I'm 30 minutes away. And he said, I need you here in 10. And I said, buckle your seatbelt. And, I don't like to brag. I don't want this to be about
You're
me.
not very good at it.
I don't want it to be about me and the things that I went through and accomplished today. But
And all of this while he had his cat in his backpack.
oh yeah, I could. What could I do? Leave the cat alone at home? And so luckily I live on the 3rd floor because the snow was piled up through the first 2 floors of my apartment building. I had to dig down through the snow to find my car, and then burst out. I mean, it was. I wouldn't wish
that's
it
a
on
good
anybody.
story.
I wouldn't wish it on
That's
anybody,
good.
Rob. I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
I wouldn't want to wish you on anybody either.
But
Um,
here I
I'd
am.
like to continue listening to this, but my croissants are ready.
Okay.
So can you?
You've got to be full by now. I mean, I
No,
feel
not
like
yet.
did you like just put a whole bunch of honey in your mouth and you're
Are you chewing taffy?
yeah, what is happening here? It's like Rob smoked a whole bunch of weed
I know.
and then didn't drink any water, and it's like the cotton mouth is now like he's got to like peel his. And instead of drinking water, he said, "I'm just gonna drink this maple syrup." But you know what? If I could survive this morning, I can survive anything.
Yeah,
Right?
You know?
I'm not sure I can.
Well, Rob, listen, that's why they partnered me with you. You're like Robin. You don't really have any powers, and you're kind of a pussy, but as long as they pair you with the right person, you can survive.
You might want to consider how you've managed to live this long.
I really don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Well, enough about us and the things that we accomplished this morning to get here and do this radio show. Which, Vic, by the way,
Yeah.
good job. I mean, Vic lives on the part of town where it didn't really snow.
Oh, it did, but I could walk here if needed. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I did slide into an intersection this morning.
Vic lives in a poverty-stricken part of San Antonio where the children never get to see snow. It's very difficult on them.
Yeah, when I left at 4, they were all outside.
Yeah, all the little poor kids doing their snow angels in Vic's driveway.
Yeah.
Hurry up! It's gonna melt, children.
Hurry before it melts.
And they're taking home movies on handheld camcorders.
Yeah, that big old box that they carry.
that they just got for Christmas this year. Those poor people. Those poor people. Luckily, I deliver them meals and presents every day in my spare time.
Yeah,
in my spare time.
They thank you for that.
I serve them soup.
They thank you for that.
It's an important day to get. That's why I was almost late. I was serving soup to the homeless.
Oh, yeah. All of that
yeah.
on his way in.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, the rest.
You can just.
There's no cops on the road. There's no firemen. They all took the day off. I drove right by a Starbucks. Guess what? Starbucks closed. I said, "Oh my." If it's,
right? There's nothing open right now.
Someone's got to do this. Someone's got to do the hero's work. And
Someone has to be open.
And I said, it's got to be me.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's. I'll take a break because I've earned it. And when we come back, we will. We'll talk about the new champs, the new champions of college football. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got icy conditions this morning. If you do not need to be out and about, best to just stay indoors. We've got pretty much most all our major freeway systems rolling very slowly, covered in wintry mix. So please be careful. A rollover accident southeast side on 410 northbound at St. Clair. Got a crash 1604 northbound at Military Drive, left lane. 1604 on the frontage road eastbound at Wiseman. The right turn only lane is blocked. And if your travels are taking you into New Braunfels, 35 northbound at 337, got an accident. They moved it off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
I juggle a lot. And managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Guys, if you're not feeling like yourself, testosterone therapy may be the answer. Look for the VIP treatment you'll get with the experts at Synergenics Testosterone Weight Loss. Synergenics has over a decade of TRT experience. Book your appointment at synergenicshealth.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Houston Texans season is over. What do they do to get better? We'll talk to ND Kalu at 3:30.
Plus, Shireen Williams with the latest on the Dallas Cowboys coaching search.
And reaction to the national championship game.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Commissioner Gordon just called me, Vic, and said Rob's in trouble. And I said, Commissioner Gordon.
Dude, I'm sitting here.
I know. Well, yeah, now you are. I said, Commissioner Gordon, what's happening? And he said, Rob's being attacked by a little old lady at his house. And I said, oh my God, I'm doing the show right now. And he said, please. And so I ran to Rob's house during the break. I apprehended the criminal. I healed Rob's wounds, and now he's back. Wow. Hello, Rob.
There he is.
Stop, Vic. Enough. I mean, it's just... I can't. It's just too much. It's too much. I feel I still want to be considered, one of the boys, one of the guys. I don't want to.
We're well past that.
I don't want to be put on this pedestal. Is all it is. It's
is that what that is?
It's very difficult to just live I just want to live a normal life. You know what I mean? I want to live a normal life.
You sound like Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. What?
There, I lowered it a little bit.
You lowered what?
You sound like you're Shannon Sharp making love to someone.
Yeah, sometimes.
Your microphone is very powerful, Rob. Very powerful. Yeah. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. We've got a new champ, Rob. The Ohio State Buckeyes are somehow able to defeat Notre Dame, who I don't know what to make of this game last night. It was a blowout, and then it wasn't quite a blowout, but it still felt like a blowout. There was never a moment, even when Notre Dame went down and Notre Dame scored the first drive of the game, they took it 75 yards in about 10 minutes and punched it in for a touchdown. Riley Leonard looked like he was going to be a hero. And then he went to the sideline and vomited, which I thought about doing, but real heroes don't do that after they perform an amazing feat. But Riley Leonard vomited and then played like a pumpkin the rest of the game. And Ohio State just started to run it up on them, and it never felt like Notre Dame was in it. Even late when they got within, I guess they got within close to a score. It never felt that way, right? Or they did get within a score, but then Ohio State kicked the field goal to go up 9. But did you ever feel like this was a game?
No, Ohio State played with their food.
That's kind of what I felt like.
Well, I think they were worried after that first drive. They got caught on their heels, and they got short chains. And Notre Dame did exactly what teams that script their first 20 plays want to have happen. Everything worked, but the reaction was fine. And I think that second drive, Ohio State knew at that moment after the second first down that, these guys aren't going to be able to run with us. It's just not going to be there. And they executed to a T for a half, and they went in and felt good about themselves in the second half and let Notre Dame play like a team that made it through this far in the playoffs. But they weren't even close, man. You're right. Anybody who had any money on it was just, waiting for that field goal.
Yep.
They're late to see what was going to happen. But there was not a lot of interest late other than those that were playing different kind of games.
Yeah, that was me. And I did not win my game.
Well, I mean, if you were just playing straight, everybody's pretty happy.
Yeah.
But those of us that thought it was going to be a little bit
those of us that got
upset.
greedy. Yeah, that was me. That was me. But that's okay. You can't win them all. Marcus Freeman says that the loss falls on him.
Well, it was a weird choice.
Let's just call this what it is. And this is you can call this revisionist history if you want. Notre Dame was a team that didn't play in a conference, didn't play a very tough schedule, lost to a MAC team at home, and they were playing in the national championship game. As much as the playoff got right, maybe it's not flawless just yet. You know what I mean? It's
not flawless.
Like watching this Notre Dame team for about, I don't know, I mean, almost all but about 10 minutes of the game felt like they didn't belong on the field with Ohio State.
But for the first 8, it did. I'm not upset with this matchup. Dude, I come from the basketball side of this, and you're going to have years where the best teams ain't playing for it. It just, the one and done thing, that's just how it kind of happens. I thought it was a worthy national champion. I thought that Notre Dame had acquitted themselves as best as possible. I come away with this as a fan of Marcus Freeman. I think there's kind of a fresh light on Notre Dame to me. They were competitive in the end. And No, the best two teams didn't play for it. And Ohio State was far better than Notre Dame, but I think Ohio State was far better than just about everybody this year. I'm not sure if anybody else could have done any more than what Notre Dame did. So I'll take what I got. I'm not, it's for me I was going to be happy to see whoever lost because I think both fan groups are insufferable. So we got to deal with Ohio State fan. And there's some poetry to the fact that they were the first ones to win the Final Four. What was that, a decade ago? And now they're doing this. So I'll put it all to bed. I
didn't want Ryan Day to have any joy. I hated seeing him hold that trophy and be happy. It like with his G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip, hold up that trophy. You knew it wasn't going to drop because his hand
like
was
a SEAL operative.
His hand was seed around it. And but he's like, yeah. And I was like, no, not him.
Good for him, man.
Not
More
him.
love to him. He's going to get fired in 2 years anyway. So I'm going to let the man have some love.
Yes. All it took was Jim Harbaugh leaving to the NFL for him to have any success in life. And
just watching that Ohio State team, I will say this. With any other coach, they could have been the best offensive team despite their average quarterback I've ever seen. They have 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs that are going to be playing on Sunday.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
They could have that offense could have been utterly just blistering if they'd had anything other than average Joe, former Kansas State quarterback.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't look at Ohio State as a real contender because I didn't believe Will Howard was good enough to do it. So there's a lot of things. I mean, this team is certainly one of the best offenses that we've seen. Now there are guys like the years when they had Maurice Claret and those guys. There were some pretty damn good teams back then too. But yeah, this is one of their better teams. And like in Columbus, they're talking about it like, man, this is a pretty special team. And it makes you wonder how'd they lose 2 games.
Yeah.
But he's this is certainly amongst the best teams that Ohio State's ever had. And it's good when you've got a team like that and they end up winning the whole thing. So if you're an Ohio State fan, congratulations.
Yeah. March into the sunset.
Yep. Yeah. You certainly earned it. And to go from the 8th seed and to end up taking that trophy down is a hell of an accomplishment.
So we've talked about the obvious as far as the flaws. The reseeding is probably a necessity, and we're gonna have to figure out how the hell we're handling conference championship games and its effect on the final. I think the date and the timing probably needs to be adjusted. So it sounds like when you really look at it, there's a lot of work that we might need to do. But I'm not going to quibble with how the teams got in and the teams that did get in. I think, but that falls back to how do we treat conference championship games and how much weight should we give conference titles and that kind of thing. So, but apart from that, of the 12 teams we saw, I'm not upset with anybody. I mean, obviously the bottom teams were going to get beat, and we had a bunch of road wins. We did have that.
Yeah.
So this won't be one for the books, when we start adding them up and we have 10 or 12 of these and we can start judging them. I think this will be one of the poorer ones because there really wasn't a lot of surprises. And not, and like we were talking about Ohio State, while they're the champion and there's lots of good things, they're flawed. So there's some stuff missing from our champion, and we kind of see it. So we'll carry on. I think we'll call it a solid B.
I think
for the first of the tournaments.
I think that's and listen, man, it's progress. And I, as someone who was hesitant to go, I thought jumping to 12 was maybe a bit much. But I got to say, I think it worked out pretty well, all things considered. So, again, if there had been any other team besides these two, I could have had someone to cheer for last night. It's literally like
myself cheering for Freeman more than anything else. I just didn't want anything terrible to happen to his team.
That was me. I was like, oh, but you know what? I also there's something about Riley Leonard's face that I don't like. I don't know why he was in half blackface last night. Like just one side of his face was just smeared with black. I don't know if he tried to do like a Tim Tebow thing and then he just got really sweaty. But it was every time they'd show his face after Ohio State would score on the sideline, I was like, oh, this guy, he's got a punchable face. I don't like Riley Leonard. But you know, I was cheering for him to have success because again, I wanted nothing more than Ryan Day to just be sad on the field and have to answer all these questions. But he survives and advances, and now he's got himself a championship. Probably bought himself at least a year or two if he can figure out how to beat Michigan. All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. We'll continue this discussion. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got icy conditions this morning. If you do not need to be out and about, best to just stay indoors. We've got pretty much most all our major freeway systems rolling very slowly, covered in wintry mix. So please be careful. A rollover accident southeast side on 410 northbound at Sinclair. Got a crash 1604 northbound at Military Drive left lane. 1604 on the frontage road eastbound at Wiseman. The right turn only lane is blocked. And if your travels are taking you into New Braunfels, 35 northbound at 337, got an accident. They moved it off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings.
George gets justice. Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ and Rob back in action. We have Rob?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I couldn't see. I can't see him.
Yeah.
You got to.
There he is.
Okay, here we go. I need visual. I need visual proof of life. That's what I told the old lady before I got over there. I said, I want it. You show me he's alive.
Yeah.
She showed me Rob tied up in the corner. She was eating his croissants, standing over him. Rob was weeping. Oh man, the Ohio State Buckeyes with their national title win last night. Rob, where does this put Notre Dame? Because they were talking about it last night. It's now like 32 years since their last national championship. Is Notre Dame still a blue blood program?
Yeah. What are you talking about? They just played last night. They've been in most of the finals. They pick and choose their teams. They are a national brand because they will always be 9-3. Always 9-3. And if they're less than that, they fire the coach and they go find another one. But how do you define success? They don't have the largest athletic department budgets. We know that Ohio State has one, and Texas A&M I think are top 3. Notre Dame's in the top 10, but they're alone on an island. They're a big fish. They're the only fish in their pond. I don't like how they've done it. I think it is contrived and manufactured. I think they will always claim strength of schedule, but they cherry pick middle of the road teams, and every now and then when they run up against a good one, they lose. I will say that they've picked up their scheduling lately. They're a national brand like every other national brand, no more, no less, but they're richer for it because they don't have to share anything with anybody.
I wonder, like, I don't know. It feels like there are programs that at one point were in that blue blood conversation that like, is there a cutoff? Like, if you haven't won a championship in X amount of years, do you fall off the list?
No, I mean, there's 100 some odd teams. You can't do that.
Well, but I mean, the blue bloods in college basketball, you don't. North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas, those guys aren't going 30 years without a title ever. It hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't happened. But the pool is a lot thinner. There's not nearly as many teams. But you're right. But the way that we have it structured now will take care of itself. When you have the 12-team playoff, maybe Notre Dame doesn't make it quite as often, and then they'll suffer. But as we sit now, they had the money to attract a Heisman candidate quarterback. They've got their freshman cornerbacks are both going to go in the NFL. There's probably 5 or 6 NFL players on that Notre Dame team, and that's probably above average around the rest of college football. They are on par with every – I don't know how else – I mean, it's going to be difficult for them to fall out, and they're going to be there with their own TV network, and they're in every Catholic church around the country. I mean, just like the Baptist universities and the Methodist ones, they have a pipeline. I think they're as relevant as ever. They're as blue as blood as any without having a title. I don't – if they joined a conference, do you think they would suffer?
They're like Gonzaga. Like, I mean, and it's very similar because they play in a conference that's not like the rest of the teams. You know what I mean?
You're right. There's some Gonzaga-ness to them, but we're talking about 100 years of Gonzaga. I mean, yeah, they were the Gonzaga for a long time, and they kind of set that standard. I think they should be in a conference. I think that it's a detriment to college football because they do get to pick, like, we're always going to play USC. Well, USC has been traditionally pretty good, so it looks good, but when they're not, it's still on the schedule. You know, and now that USC's in the Big Ten, I don't think it's nearly as appealing to them to play Notre Dame anymore. So I'm not sure Ohio State or USC or anybody else is going to be all that eager to play them on a regular basis. So I think in the end, Notre Dame's going to come to you. Notre Dame's going to have to join a conference at the end of the day, because the Big Ten is now just so flipping hard and the SEC is so flipping hard that the ACC is going to need Notre Dame at some point to kind of anchor them down. And it might mean paying them a whole lot more than everybody else gets in football. But if the ACC is going to maintain and exist, I think they're going to have to chase Notre Dame, especially if a school like Florida State or Clemson manages to find their way out, find some legal loophole to get out of that grant of rights thing that everybody's a part of at the ACC. But right now, shoot. I know poverty. That ain't poverty for Notre Dame.
I'm not saying it's poverty. I'm just wondering if they belong in like the Ohio State, Alabama, like in that. Like I said, there's only a handful of these blue blood programs at this point. I found an article from On3 it says the current blue bloods, and it says Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Michigan, Georgia, Notre Dame, Texas, USC, Penn State. And it says blue blood contenders, Florida State, LSU, Clemson, Nebraska, Miami, Florida, Auburn, Tennessee, Oregon. Oregon's never won a national title. Like they've got to, you've got to do that to even be in the discussion.
So to be a blue blood, you have to have won a national title. At some point in your history.
Yeah, but again, like Georgia Tech's won 7 national titles. Like nobody thinks of them as a blue blood football program because they wore them. They did leather helmets.
You're good now.
Like Minnesota's, I think has like 8. Like I mean,
well, OU is a dying football program.
Oklahoma is very much right now going the way of Nebraska.
Yeah, and Nebraska is treading water. So I don't agree with. We have to define what we call a blue blood. Is it a team? Is it a school with a 75% winning record over time? Is that a blue blood? Is it I think that is it. I don't know how you quantify a blue blood program. I know one when I see one.
Yeah.
But and Notre Dame is certainly one of those. And the way you quantify basketball blue bloods, I think, is very, very different because there's just so few.
Well, no, really. I mean, there's 364 teams playing D1 basketball, Rob. Like,
right.
So it's even more impressive.
We quantify, of the 364, we can name 5 maybe blue bloods. I mean, because even on the edges, like Gonzaga's not a blue blood.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Georgetown's not a blue blood.
No,
I mean, there's schools that have won national titles that will be back maybe in the future, but we're talking about such a small percentage of schools in college basketball are considered blue bloods because it's really Tobacco Road in Kansas and maybe UCLA. I mean, that's where we are now. So 5 of the 364. So just by the math, the percentages in college football are going to be a little bit higher. I mean, it's just I think I look at blue bloods a very different way. I think there's history involved. Even if you haven't won a title in 20 years, you feel the history when you walk into it. Like Louisville is a blue blood. I mean, they're
in football.
In basketball. But they haven't done anything in 10, 15 years. But you walk in there, you can feel it in the halls, man. There's legends that have walked.
Well, I mean, that's like Indiana. Like, but
yes, blue blood. Indiana should be considered a blue blood. I mean,
I think you've got to have your status revoked at some point. Like you go long enough without doing it, you lose your status.
No, I agree. I think
Notre Dame's in danger of losing their status.
No, they would be if they were 3-9 year after year. This is a team that has been in the playoff every year. Now we can get mad that they get hammered on the way out, but they've been there. They're doing exactly what blue bloods do.
So they're doing what Oregon does: is winning a bunch of regular season games and not winning a title.
Oregon is a football blue blood.
You have to have a title, Rob, to be a blue blood.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
you just said Gonzaga can't be a blue blood. And now you're saying Oregon can be?
Gonzaga can't be a blue blood because they're a new to the party kind of school. They've only been relevant for about 20 years at most.
How long's Oregon been relevant in football?
They've been playing it for 100 and been in big time conferences for at least that long, and they've been a part of the landscape for a long time. Gonzaga was a little missionary school up in Tacoma or Spokane up until the mid '80s. I mean, no one ever heard of that school. So to me, a blue blood is almost a relic to the past. It's an homage to a sustained greatness over time. They're truly a lineage. And while you might have a random couple of years, maybe even a bad decade, they're a sleeping giant. Eventually, they'll be back. Look at this. And very rarely do blue bloods die. They just kind of hibernate for a minute. And it's hard to be a part of. It takes a long time to get there. And Gonzaga's not one. They might be one soon, but I think that the idea of what Notre Dame is, they've only enhanced their image, I think, over the last couple of years. And as a guy that I think they're a little bit too arrogant about all this, I say that begrudgingly.
All right, we got to hit a break. We'll come back. We'll continue our discussion on this college football, the new champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll continue that discussion. Morning Huddle, 94.1.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
The Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch any big game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 at Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money on your sports action. Me and 10 million other people are playing every day, and now's the time to do it. Have you ever heard of this? You've got a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your season all game long, and now 1,000 times your cash. Heck, I've been a Prize Picks player for a long time. I've not seen this. 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the fun in the last few weeks of the football season. Prize Picks is the best place to play, up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get the action on the sports that you're playing, and now you can get up to 1,000 times your cash. Join over 10 million members. Play today. And if you sign up today, you get up to $50 instantly when you play. Use the code ALAMO. Sign up today for 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks. Run your game.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Take the guesswork out of buying and selling your home with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Will your home sell in time? Which upgrades are worth it? Can you keep your home show ready with a busy life? Orchard has all the answers. With Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, you can buy your new home before selling your old one. It's simple. Orchard gives you an equity advance, unlocking cash to buy your new home first. That's right. You don't have to wait for your old place to sell. You can move in right away. And no more rushing out for showings or constant cleaning because Orchard sells your old home after you've settled into your new home. Orchard even handles repairs and improvements at no out-of-pocket cost to you. Their local pros know which upgrades bring you the most money, so you sell for top dollar. Buy before you sell and skip the selling hassles with Orchard. Start your free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Stars in my eyes. Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob.
Yeah, he's a hero, all right.
What a day it is, Rob. What a day.
You're frozen on my screen. You
Oh,
look like Mussolini giving a speech.
Of course. Do I look like Elon Musk? I hope not.
Well, no, not. Can we just, okay, I want to stay away from politics, but can we just say that Donald Trump's kid looks like an arch villain from a Bond movie?
You're allowed to say that now. I got in a lot of trouble.
He's of age, right?
He's of
old
age
enough, right?
now. He's old enough now. I said
18.
that when I first saw him. I said, that is a scary looking kid.
This cat has got something going on in a dungeon. There's something going on, and he's got big plans for the earth, man.
I think
There's something
he's like,
going on.
he's really into taxidermy.
Mhm. Mother likes it when I put the eyes on this way.
Yeah.
Mother likes this.
Yep. What's funny is probably he'll be president of the United States one day. So,
well, I'm just saying right now, him sitting next to Elon Musk is the beginnings of many a horror movie or James Bond movies. One or the other.
Yeah.
One of them is what's the underground organization for Bond? Spectra.
Is it
something
like in the Marvel movies? It's Hydra.
So no,
what's the one in the Bond
else.
movies? Oh man, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of
that's a Brigade Bar thing. Come on, Brigade Bar.
I mean,
what's the Bond villain group?
There's hardly anyone watching today, Rob. Like nobody woke up. Nobody's at work. It's
not everybody can be you, AJ. We can't all be you. I wish they could have been.
It's true.
Shoot.
I mean, even like I said, Starbucks isn't open. Of all the places to not be open in the morning, Starbucks. Like that's.
You want to know? Here is the sign of things. You know, they have the Waffle House barometer, like how bad things are. HEB isn't even opening till 10 o'clock.
Oh my!
Yeah, they closed early yesterday too.
That tells you that. And I just walked outside. Honestly, it is getting worse.
Great.
What has happened is that a little bit of that ice kind of melted, and now it's icing over the top. I'm sure the roads are fine, but at least where it's not been de-iced, it's kind of getting a little worse.
Well,
so mind your P's and Q's out there.
I have a big day today. I've still got stuff to do today.
I don't know how you're going to go, where you're going to go.
Well, we'll see.
Later. It's going to get up to like 39, but I think it's probably going to be at like afternoon before it's going to be.
I have an appointment at 3, but
of
course, listen, Rob, at 10 o'clock, I'm going home. I got to take a nap, Bubba.
Well, you got to fly, man. You got a cape. You'll be good. But honestly, I think I'm literally watching the weather, and it's supposed to be above freezing here pretty soon. And I've seen enough pictures of the roads. The roads look good. So if you had to be out, drive slow.
Yeah. And then, like I said, try to stay to the surface roads if possible. All right. When we come back, I'll tell you about my appointment today.
Is it a realty appointment or is it something else?
It's something else.
Ooh.
It's something else. Oh, but I do have to tell you about the house I saw yesterday. It's crazy. All right, Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. South Texas. Get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn that's more affordable than you think. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. That's TrueGreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
James Fletcher with San Antonio Sports Star here. Have you played Pick 6 from DraftKings? The playoffs are here and time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Play for better payouts on Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Just select 2 or more players, choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Texas, Missouri, California, Georgia, and more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Win more cash on Pick 6. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus award is non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promo.
Has a loved one died and left you an old car to sell? GiveMeTheVin.com has just launched the new service GMTVCC.com. Write this down, GMTVCC.com, which is Give Me the VIN classic and collector car buying service. GMTVCC.com will hook you up with GMTVCC Pro buyers that will appraise and offer on that 69 Chevelle, old Corvette, old truck, and especially Restomods. We love Restomods at GMTVCC.com. Don't mess with consignments or auctions. Get paid today on your classic or collector car at GMTVCC.com.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with a sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got icy conditions all over, so it's going to be a tricky early morning commute. If you don't need to be out and about, you might want to just stay in. We do expect better driving conditions later on this afternoon. The 35 northbound Pat Booker Road to 1604, that is shut down. Major accident has you slow from Judson Road. I-10 westbound approaching Fulton. This wreck has the roadway reduced to one lane. 1604 northbound Military Drive, got an accident in the left lane. 410 northbound Valley High, that wreck also takes up a left lane. And in New Braunfels on 35 northbound at 337, that wreck has been moved off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's the Buckeyes. After leading by as many as 24 points, Ohio State held off Notre Dame for a 34-23 victory, capturing the inaugural college football playoff championship in the 12-team playoff era. Rookie guard Stephen Castle has committed to participate in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest at the All-Star Weekend, according to Shams Charania. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, we're still alive, Rob. You cozy and warm?
Hey, I am. Check this out. You want to teleport back to the 1980s? Go to your YouTube feed. It's me. It's Rob Thompson in 1987.
Dang.
Hey, welcome to TRL, bro.
Man,
No,
he's
that's
outside.
Dang. That's more like Yo MTV Raps era.
It is,
that's
right?
it pretty much.
Yeah, TRL, their technology was a little better. Oh, like his body just starts floating.
I know.
I need a green shirt on. You just see a floating head. Hey, let's fix this. Let me fix this. Sorry.
Okay.
Enough comedy.
Well, no, there's plenty more where that came from.
Enough jokes here.
I went to my realtor and I. We went last Thursday and we looked at about 9 houses, and I had given her a list of 11 houses that I wanted to see, and I was like, I know we can't do them all in one day.
And you're culling these houses from Zillow and websites. That's how you're finding.
Yep.
Okay.
And she's like, my realtor has been badass. She was like, I think we can do all this. And she like mapped us out a plan. And I mean, mind you, these are all over the city, all different parts of the city. Like I'm looking at houses in Lavernia. I'm looking at houses in Helotes. I'm looking at houses in
Floresville,
Bernie, Bulverde. Yeah, all over the place. And right, literally in Terrell Hills, right over here. So like there's, she's been a saint driving around all these places. But
Can't she drive? Is she a decent driver? Because I've been with a realtor one time in Orlando, Florida, that scared the fool out of me.
Well, we don't ride together. So
okay.
like I say, hey, all right, I'll meet you at the next house.
No, we rode around together.
So, when we went on Thursday, we ended up, there were 2 houses who their appointments had to get canceled for some reason. And she was like, you know what, let's knock them out on Monday. And so, yesterday being Monday, we decided to go knock them out. And it's only 2 houses. No big deal. The first one we went to was in Rogers Ranch. And
okay, that's in
it's where Minix lives.
That's not. Yeah, I was going to say it's in Minix land. Yes.
Yes. And this house is a house that I am sure when it was built was really nice. They've updated zero, except for one thing.
So when was it built?
I want to say 1990 or early 90s. So it's got like all the brass
so I'm trying
fixtures,
to get the architecture. Gotcha.
Brass fixtures and all that stuff.
I just updated from that recently, Anyway.
Well, they did do one upgrade. they have a bidet, but now I have a bidet at my house, but it's attached to my toilet. Like it's not. This is a standalone.
This is a separate. Oh yeah, Europe.
But I don't know how that works. So
you got to squat, baby.
But I know. But the problem is where I'm doing my business in the toilet is about.
This isn't for you, brother.
So this is only for gals?
Brother. Yeah, and it's only for one thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's only for number onesies with women.
Well,
that's why you see a toilet and a bidet side by side, because the number twos, you're squatting.
Huh. Now, see, I use my bidet to clean my bottom.
You're right.
And so I have a very pampered rear. So I use wet wipes and a bidet. When I don't have my bidet, I use wet wipes.
How can you use a bidet? Doesn't it feel funky?
No.
Or do you go like, woo?
Oh,
yeah. You go
warm water in the right place.
Yeah.
Never feels funky.
Yeah.
You're
getting the poo cleaned off of you.
I prefer the wipes.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer the wipes.
Well, the wipes are cold though.
So, well, put it in
You
your
can
hand
get a
and
wipe
hold it.
warmer.
You can. I know. I've seen that. I haven't gotten to that level yet. But in my mind, I was like, so I'm going to take a dump over here, and then I'm going to walk 8 feet to clean myself. That doesn't, like, I'm like waddling.
With your pants all the way down.
What the hell? But the realtor didn't understand it either. Like she was in the same way. She's like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. So
now it would be the opposite. So what you would do is you'd use the toilet, clean yourself as best you could, then you'd walk over to the bidet and hose off.
Really?
I think you would work the other way. I think would be the ideal situation here.
The weirdest thing about it was there was a like right next to the bidet was like a soap dish attached to the wall with a bar of soap in it.
Or with
yeah. So I don't know. Again, man, this was so confusing.
What's the movie with the 3 shells where you don't know exactly what they're talking about?
Demolition Man?
Yeah. I just
Demolition Man, like you don't know how to use the 3 shells? Like,
I said
Who uses bar soap?
I said, you know what? We're good here.
They clean it off down there.
Let's just get out of here. It's not for me. So we left that house.
We don't know how to use fancy toilets here in America.
No. So we go to the next house.
Did it have a urinal?
No, it did not. So
Which
this
is really
house
my dream.
Is in that Timberwood Park, and the house is awesome. All right, the neighborhood is really nice. It's high in the neighborhood, so it looks out over you could see for miles. And
a lovely neighborhood, Timberland.
Yeah, it really is nice.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's built into like a mountain. So the driveway is like, I'm talking like
you'll get used to that, bro.
No.
Nah, I know I have a good friend that's got a steep ass driveway, and I thought, brother, how are you going to negotiate this?
Okay.
And it's just one of those things you get good at. Now, ice is an issue. A day like this might keep you locked in, but for the most part, the guys that I know, the guy that I do know that has a steep driveway, you get used to that. That's a nominal concern if the house and the property or something you like.
So I don't want to move into this house. I don't want to carry because once you get up the giant steep driveway, now you've got a full flight of stairs to get to the front door.
I can't do all that. No,
I mean,
I don't want to live like a Nordic.
Getting up the steep driveway is only half the battle. Now you can get up the steep driveway and you can pull into the garage. Although it's such a wild angle, you can't even see the garage as you're pulling up. So I can,
that is steep.
I'll send you pictures, but then when you get there, you've got to now walk up a full flight of stairs to get to the front door. Or
I don't ever want to be out of breath every time I walk in.
If you're in the garage, you've got to walk up a full flight of stairs to get to the main level of the house. It's
But
too
think of
much
the
work.
views.
I mean, the views are awesome.
Think of the
but
scenic views.
yeah, it's like it would be like living at Twin Peaks, is what it would be like. Yeah, because I would be wearing like a lumberjack mountain climbing gear all the time.
You'd have to after rappelling down to your car.
Yeah, I mean, it is wild. So I think it was not a successful day yesterday, but today my appointment, Rob.
Hope springs eternal.
Today,
going down to Floresville today?
No. That's on my list. There's like that's a longer
That's
trip.
quite a property.
It is. And there's got to be something wrong with it, right? I sent you
I
that.
think there's bodies in the backyard.
There's got to be something going on. It's
There's
haunted. I don't
there's
know.
something going on, but you know what? I can find a backhoe. My good friends over at Kubota can take care of that pretty quick.
Now,
you want Kubota to take care of that, man. I don't care what's in the ground. For that price, I'm buying it.
My appointment today is to get my loser tattoo. Today's the day.
Oh, well.
Okay.
And
it's appropriate that you served as a hero early because
yes,
you start with a bang and go out with a whimper.
Yes.
So you woke up a hero, you go into bed. What is it? What are you?
El Desgraciado.
El Desgraciado.
So we ended up doing the Loteria card idea, and the guy drew something up for me. And what we decided on was like because I love like the luchador culture. I love seeing like like the mask wrestling.
We got a mask going on.
Yeah. So I got I had him draw me a luchador who is clearly like beat to hell. And like he just got his ass kicked and he's like bleeding and his mask is ripped and it says El Desgraciado.
So which nalga are you putting this on? Where's this
it's a
bit of art going?
It's about the size of a Loteria card, or like the size of my phone.
Playing card?
A little bit bigger than a playing card.
So it's going on
it's going to go on the back of my calf.
Okay, not
right.
bad.
Respect.
Respect. I had the thought of putting it on like my thigh where it's not going to be seen all the time.
That hurts, man.
But
no, you're a grown ass man. Don't put it on your thigh.
Like but
good.
then I was like, my wife is going to see that, and that's that's not what you're looking for. You don't want to remind her that you're a loser every time.
That you're a kid.
Every time she's at eye level there.
That Desgraciado wrestler might look like something real close to the tat.
Exactly.
Like, they look the same.
Exactly.
All battered and beat up.
And so I was like, I told the guy I either wanted to do it on the front of my shin or on the back of my calf. And he was like,
do the calf.
Do the calf, man.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, I'm going to do you a favor and tell you, you'd probably rather do the calf.
Right above your belly button.
No, I'm good with that. I mean, I have a tattoo on my shin already, like a that wraps around my entire leg.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
you went through it and you're okay.
Yeah. I got tattoos on my
shoulder blade.
I've got them on my
That's the
collarbone.
closest to the bone I want.
Collarbones. I've got them on my spine. Like it's I'm.
See, I don't drive in ice, and I don't get tattoos on bones.
No, gotta man up.
Words to live by. As the older you get,
I thought about
always sit when I can.
I thought about getting my hair tattooed. That way.
No, don't do that.
That would take way too long.
Your hairline.
That's what he said.
That would be.
He said the sitting is too long. Like it's we don't have time.
Yeah, that'd be a commitment longer than you can handle.
Not on a day where there's ice outside. He said. I said, all right. But yeah, so
come put it apart.
Yeah. So tomorrow I will have. Give me the George Clooney. Give me the 2002 George Clooney. Oh, okay.
All right,
that'll look good.
Well, I'll book you all afternoon.
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll have I'll officially have a loser tattoo to pay off my fantasy football debt.
I am not anti-tattoo at all. I have a few myself. I'm not eagerly seeking one, but congratulations.
Thanks.
You made the best of a terrible situation. This is not anything I aspire to get, but at
no,
least you've put lipstick on that pig.
And my wife was like, dude, I don't care what you're not getting the word loser tattooed on you. You better figure something out.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You put lipstick on that pig. It was a successful exit. You yielded off real quick. Didn't have to run into the loser.
My other thought was getting like the music notes like the opening music notes from Beck's song "Loser" tattooed, like like
That's too obtuse. I mean, that's even more annoying. No, and then but people would ask you, and you go, "No, that's the notes from Loser Baby from Beck," and you go, "Okay, I had a low opinion. Now it's even worse."
But
brother.
you know what? I don't have to tell. It's like with your Chinese letter, like they don't know.
Well, see, mine, I'm not sure what it means, and I'm ashamed of it. So.
Yeah, get it in
I'm
Mandarin.
pretty sure it says like water. It's supposed to say warrior father, but I'm pretty sure it just says like water.
So I could tell someone it's like it's Hey Jude, whatever I want to say, and they'll be like, oh, okay, going my way. They never think
I hate it when never ask anybody about their tattoo. Never. The stories are just like, oh my God.
No, it's a bad idea.
It's so personal. You just don't bring it up. If they'll tell you about it, it's always a good story. But if you go out of your way to ask and you go, oh, I shouldn't have asked this question.
Well,
this tat.
I've got a feeling when
my best friend died in my arms. Oh my God. I just was curious why you chose the snake.
I got a feeling when someone sees my my beat up luchador that says El Desgraciado, they'll ask their questions, and I'll have a story. I'll have a story.
You did put lipstick on a pig, and anybody who ever asks if you have to get a loser tattoo, this is the only way to go, because it does make for a good story.
I think it was
and you have to be dual language to understand it.
I think it's exactly. So like half the people are never going to know what it means anyway. So
I don't know. You're just a big luchador fan.
I am culturally appropriating though. So, but I got permission from Vic to do it. He said it was okay. He's cool with it.
I don't think that's
good.
Yeah.
When you get into entertainment like that, I don't think that's appropriation. They want you to take it at that point. You know
think
what I mean?
So? Okay. Well,
yeah, man, they're on TV. I've been watching luchador since I was 8. I mean, yeah, we're down.
I was going to get it. This is a true story. Like I didn't lose a bet. I wanted to get an Andre the Giant tattoo. And
really?
And my wife said no, absolutely not.
No, that's an ugly face, man. You
Oh, he's so hideous, but it would have been so awesome.
You could have put that on a nalga. That'll wake you up in the morning.
Oh God, that would have been so cool.
Is that Andre the Giant's face on your ass?
Still my great regret in life that I'm going to die without an Andre the Giant tattoo. If I ever get divorced or if my wife dies, the first thing I'm going to do if my wife dies is I'm going to take her life insurance money and I'm going to get a full chest piece Andre the Giant tattoo.
Well, the good news is she lives a far healthier life than you. She's going to outlive you by a long time. That's
true.
Maybe spend all your money, bro.
Maybe I'll just
spend it all.
I'll get the singlet tattooed on like the single strap thing like he wore.
Like Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Full body, and they'll be like, "Take off your singlet." I'll be like, "I can't. This is it.
I've got
this
it
is
on
my
baby.
body." All right.
I've got coach's shorts tattooed on.
Oh yeah. My very
the ones that cover your belly button that go way up. I have those on.
The bike shorts.
I did a
bike. That's it. Those are the ones.
I did a show in Austin. Like this would have been like 2006 probably, and my co-host was a guy named Kevin Scott. He had moved to Austin from Dallas. He was he did the tickers at the
I know K Scott.
Okay. Well, he was out jogging and he found a pair of coach's shorts on the side of the road that were like all crusty. And like when he picked them up, they were just like,
were they stayed in that shape?
It was like you could hit it on something. It was like, and so he took them home and he washed them and he said, we made a bet and it was called the Coach's Shorts Challenge. And whoever lost the bet had to walk around for a day in the coach's shorts that he found on the side of the road.
Man.
And
I found some on eBay just now.
They're so tiny,
$30, man.
They are so tiny and so uncomfortable looking.
I need these.
I mean, your junk is just there for everyone to see.
It's like a bag of marbles, man.
And it was I remember very well. God, what year? I'll be able to tell you exactly what year it was because what we did was when the Ultimate Fighter was on, we drafted our teams from the Ultimate Fighter, and it was season 5, so it was 2007, and the winner of the Ultimate Fighter that year, it was Nate Diaz. And he was my first pick in the draft because his brother was one of my favorite fighters. And so I ended up winning. And the day that we had picked ended up being a day that we had to go out on a remote at Lavaca Street Bar, like right off of 6th Street. So Kevin Scott is sitting there at Lavaca Street Bar wearing these coaches shorts where you can basically make out his entire outline in these coaches shorts. They are so tight. It was just
like John Stockton.
Oh, people were repulsed by what they saw here. Those were the good old days, friends. Those were the good old days. All right. We got to take a break. It's the Morning Huddle 94.
You save big on tech.
And new posters?
Save on custom printing too.
And,
a new chair?
A chair? Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples Home and Office Hot Deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
It is playoff time. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. You know Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes during the playoffs. Be like me and 5 million other happy players winning money watching games with their Pick'em game, where you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats. You can cook up fire entries for a shot to win real cash prizes all playoff long. You can even take football and basketball and mix them together. Underdog is the only Pick'em platform that puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can either keep riding with your entry or tap the Win Now button to cash out whenever you want. Underdog is the best place to play Pick'em. Download the app, sign up with my promo code STAR, and deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That promo code STAR. Must be over 18, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code STAR. Sign up today.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, AJ and Rob coming at you live. Dun, 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 dun. How was your day off yesterday, Vic?
Yeah,
it was good.
What'd you do?
Clean the house.
Oh, God.
Hey, I'm 99.9% done with the home remodel. We have countertops installed.
Really?
But we are still not done.
What's the holdup?
Still, the guy, my craftsman, because he's beyond just a remodeler. This guy sweats every detail. Didn't like the way a couple of the drawers closed, so he was taking them home to do something in his shop. So, what are you going to do? You know, he didn't take any money. He went home, but I'm like, dude, I
going to install surveillance
and over
cameras.
the last month, we've really become close friends for a job that probably should have taken about, 16, 20 hours. But over the last month, we've gotten to know each other, and I'm going to let him move in. I think
Okay,
he's
your
part
new
of the family.
roommate. He's your new roommate.
He comes in pretty handy. He's got a set of tools.
Yeah.
Might work out pretty nicely.
And
we're
plus,
going to see other people.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. At least you've gotten something out of this deal.
Man, oh man, there's certain rules in nature. First and foremost is never hire a contractor over the holidays. That's right up there with never start a land war in Asia.
That was
never hire a contractor over the holidays. Never do that.
That was a big mistake you made.
It was, and I've been around the block a time or two. You'd think I'd have learned my lesson on this one.
Well, sometimes you learn the hard way, Rob. You learn the hard way, and the hard way is always by your wife bitching at you. That's how we all learn real lessons in life.
Yes.
Like, do you ever really learn until your wife bitches at you?
Until
the
it's
answer's
just
no.
beaten into you?
Yeah, the answer is not really. No, I just kind of you figure it out. We talked a lot about the college football national championship. What I did want to talk about, and we'll do it in the next segment, is Ryan Day, and where does this put him now? Is he comfortable? Because I next to winning a national championship, the most important thing is beating Michigan, which he seems unable to do. Will this quell the bloodthirst of people like Shannon Sharp? Let me tell you something, Herbie. You don't say that. Don't talk about me, Herbie. Don't.
I mean, it's such a good
Don't
question.
do that. Don't do that.
Because I'm back in a rivalry that I've been away from for a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the ramifications of winning and losing that game are that it's not national title, but it's worthy of discussion because, it's the great Speaker of the House a long time ago, a man named Tip O'Neill, one of the great movers and politicians of our day. Used to say every politic, anything, it's always local. It's always how does it affect the guy on the corner? And nobody has more effect on the corner than this. You know what I mean? It is such a local thing. It hits everybody at home.
Yeah. I know, and I guess you could probably speak to this, Rob, but like during the Mac Brown era at Texas owned Texas A&M. I think,
yes.
And it was
and it sucks. I would almost rather win a conference title or not win its conference title, but beat Texas.
That's what I was going to say. It's like
matters.
The
It's
most
local.
important thing was beating Texas for
It
A&M.
hits at home every day. It's your cousin, it's your uncle, it's your wife, it's your husband that you see every day. That it hits you so much closer to home that I think as we get through this tournament thing, and we do get away from conferences mattering, the conference championship, just get to the playoff. We'll hoist the conference championship later, but the rivalries are going to be more important. They're going to be, because there is the distant opportunity to go win a national championship. But every year I got a chance to beat Texas. Every year you got a chance to beat OU. Every year. I mean, it doesn't. The Auburn, Alabama, Auburn 0-10, it doesn't matter. And I think that rivalries are going to get even more important as we get more and more into the playoff culture of college football.
All right. We'll talk about Ryan Day and where he stands and if this gives him some safety. We'll discuss that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
As I sit very close to my kitchen, I want to talk to you about Dr. Jacob Torres. And
out and about. We've got a closure now at 35 northbound Pat Booker Road to 1604. Major accident there. Traffic being diverted onto the frontage road. I-10 westbound approaching Fulton. The roadway now reduced to just one lane. 1604 northbound Military. Got an accident. Left lane blocked. 1604 frontage road eastbound Wiseman. Accident. Right turn only lane blocked. On 410 northbound Valley High. That wreck is in the left lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. My Reason Why is the before work hustle, an after school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own. Here I stand strong. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Join today and find your why. Learn more at ymcasatx.org.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. Things people love.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
I heard the boys this morning on the Morning Huddle talking about people that get divorced now in North Korea have to go to a labor camp for 6 months.
How much do you really want to get away from her?
Exactly. I think I would have done that.
First one or second?
Second.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let's go.
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you know you can survive when you feel like hope is gone, Rob.
I'm losing it as
look inside you
right now. Right now, I'm
and
losing
be strong.
it. I have.
You'll finally
my
see the
hope
truth.
is waning. It's getting
a
worse.
hero lies in you.
Look what happened to her.
What happened to her?
She's making money.
Yeah, she's fine.
Who is this?
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
I thought this was Whitney Houston.
Oh no.
Well, look what happened to Mariah Carey. I mean, it applies equal.
I wonder what Mariah looks like these days.
The last time I saw her in person, she was trying to sing a New Year's Eve thing, and the mic went out. Remember? And
yeah.
She was trying to lip sync, and it went south on her. She was a little puffy back then. I haven't seen her since. They just thaw her out for Christmas, and then
I guess
throw her
that's
back in
all
the
she
freezer.
does now. What year was the what year did the Heartbreaker video come out? Oh, she was so hot back then. 1999.
Wow, I thought it was even before that.
Oh man, that was
so she was. Yeah, I guess that was the there was the era of the high pitched squeak singers, as I call it.
Yeah. Well, and she's the queen of them, I would say.
Yeah, but what's her name also hit right about that time.
But I do think her singing that song for me was very sweet. That's and I don't want to take away from that.
I don't know how you snowed Vic into playing all the hero stuff. But, I hope you enjoy your lunch there, Vic. You order on the left side of the menu, brother. You've earned it.
I mean, Vic.
I'm getting the Kobe steak.
Listen,
get the Kobe steak, man. We're talking about A5 or whatever it is.
A5 Wagyu.
Vic knew what was going to happen if I didn't get in. It was like, oh God, it's going to be me and Rob.
I don't know.
Enjoy that steak dinner, brother.
All right. So,
and by the way, who the hell is B-handed? Where are you on the Brigade Bar? I need to pay more attention to this on a regular basis. So I'm looking at the Brigade Bar, just scrolling through what has been a casually very upbeat conversation for the most part. And AJ made it in, but Rob didn't. And B-handed comes, why am I not surprised? What the hell, brother? We're all on the same team, man. Why are you pulling the crowd down? We're all these crabs in a bucket, and I was almost out. And you grab me and pull me back in with all these other crabs. Man, I'm trying to work remotely here, brother. Keep in mind, my boss reads this. Come on now. I'm not going to post anything on your job board.
Oh, Buchanan, call me later for the lunch. Oh.
Yeah, well.
Now, Rob, you as someone who your favorite football team is deeply involved with a rivalry, how important is it? And like, I mean, I know
dude.
You don't understand what it's like to win a national championship, but if you did win one,
I've got two of them. Look behind you. I got stuff. I get to be on the list, right?
It says 1919, 1939.
Notice when I qualified what a blue blood is, I included 100 years. Remember when I said that earlier?
Oh, have you won one in the last 100 years?
Those brackets.
Gotcha. So
that's 39 still applies.
Okay, so
I widened those brackets to include. I'm no fool here. I'll tell you, really. I do believe this, and Kirk Herbstreit can deny it, and every Buckeye fan can deny it. If Day was embarrassed last night, he would have been fired. Or I should put it this way, and then he would have been a former Ohio State coach in the next 2 years. No matter what, unless he had beaten Michigan again. But I'm telling you, the ice was thin. And he didn't have to win to keep his job, but I'll tell you what, you lose to Michigan, you're always 2 years away from getting fired. I don't care how good things are.
I'll say this, going into these playoffs, he needed to win more than anybody else. The only guy that was even in the discussion with him is James Franklin. Those are the two guys who needed it the most.
For very different reasons.
Well, not really.
Well,
an inability to beat Michigan goes.
Well, but for James, for Franklin, it was just big game. James, just win a big game. I don't care who it is. For Day, and for any Michigan coach, for any Texas coach, for any Aggie coach, for any Auburn coach, for any Alabama coach, for any Harvard coach, any Yale coach, any of the rivalries that we can name, and there's 50 of them. You have 2 goals when you start the season. 3 if you're an upper echelon. National title, enemy, conference title. That's
in that
if
order.
You want to keep your job, it's more important to win the enemy game than a conference title. It just is. And if you have your priorities straight, you'll keep your job longer than any other coach. Ask winning coaches who keep losing to the arch. You can't do it and keep your job because all politics are local. A loss hits me every day.
Every day you got to go and, these guys have to go in their offices and see guys.
Yes.
Rob has to go in and see Minix wearing his Longhorn, his hat with the horns that come off of it. It's like,
well, the Walmart purchased Never been on campus, and I'm not saying that about Minix, but I'm just saying your enemy is in your face all the time. The conference title is this nebulous thing that you put on a shelf and you point to in the rearview mirror. That's all you get to do with those kind of titles. And a national title hangs around your neck forever. I mean, but the daily pain and glory of your beating your rival is more important than everything but the title chase. It is. And as we've gotten it made the conference championship even less important. Conference championship for about 30 schools. There's about 30 schools in the country that every coach should wake up thinking, I got a shot if I do my job, maybe 40. Not 40, 30. And beat my enemy, beat state, beat you, beat them. And if those are your priorities every day, you'll stay employed. Yeah. That's just how it works.
Well, my take is that Ryan Day at least bought himself one more round, one more orbit around the table, because even if he loses to Michigan this year or this coming year, you can't fire a guy who just won a national title and is probably at that point when he loses to Michigan, will probably be sitting at like 10-1 when it happens. Like you don't fire that guy. But
I say, I think you're always 2 years away from getting fired if you lose to your enemy. If you keep losing to your enemy, you can win. I don't care. The possibility of winning a national title and continuing to lose to Michigan are just about nil. I mean, we can admit that this is kind of a fluky thing.
Well, not really anymore.
This went down.
Now that it's 12 teams,
it might very well be that. But he won't survive. Literally, it's such an important thing when we're talking about the Thanksgiving dinner table. And it's probably a little bit different with Ohio State and Michigan because they truly are two different states. But there's enough inbreeding going on between the two that there is, enough of the guys going into the office, the guys that truly write the checks that run the programs, that you got to beat Michigan, brother. I just can't put up with it for 364 more days. You're just going to have to do it, or you're going to have to be significantly overmanaged to where you're not going to want to be here to get out of here.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, but again, he certainly at least put a huge Band-Aid over it with that
Did you
win
think
last
he did
night.
a good job last night?
I did. I thought, well, with one exception, I think that sort of the a-hole in him is what let them back into the game, because he was still trying to throw the ball late with a big lead, and they stopped having success. When you've got these two running backs, I mean, what a game for Quinshon Judkins last night. You just keep giving those guys the ball and the game is over. But that Ryan Day mentality of I'm going to run it up on you. It almost cost him. It made the game a lot more of a game than it needed to be.
They got cocky.
I think so.
And I think at the end of the day, that is when Ryan Day is undone, and it'll eventually be undone. It'll be because he got cocky, whatever that is. He's just a cocky dude. And when you act like that, it's hard to back it up every time.
When they were winning 31-7? They were up 24. And it was like 3rd down and 5 or 3rd down and 4. And they took a deep shot to the end zone and just missed it. It's like, why? And then they had to punt. And it's like, why do that? Why not just get the first down, keep the chains moving? If you run there, and even if you get to 4th and 1, you can probably run again. But that was his mindset is always, I'm going to embarrass you. And again, that against Harbaugh especially, that it just completely backfired.
Can I play psychologist with him for a second? Because I always felt
his dad didn't love him. You think?
Well, that is, he starts fires, wets the bed, and hurts animals. But I always felt like the way he coached wasn't so much about being. He is cocky. He got hired because he is cocky, but the way he coached sometimes, I think he's trying to feed his ravenous alumni, because no matter how good Day does, he's always going to be, you should have done more. I mean, I said it, I've been saying it all morning. He just won a national championship. I'm like, dude, you played with your food. I mean, my God, you should have beat him by 50. I mean, and I'm not even an alumni. So I think sometimes he coaches like, I got to hit a deep one. I need another score, or I'm going to get a call from the Chevrolet dealer in Columbus, or whatever, just because he's mad I didn't cover, but he donates $500,000 every year, so he gets a direct line to me. Sometimes I think he coaches that way, and that's where big-time coaches end up getting fired, when they keep trying to feed the ravenous alumni.
Well, and also, I mean, if you're not doing that, you are like, again, and when you're up 24, by the way, the best way to cover the spread is to just keep running the football. But when he's up 24, he wants to be up 34.
Yeah, this is easy. Let's press the gas. And while sometimes that's appropriate in the big games, that's how you get beat. That's how they let Notre Dame back in.
Well, oddly enough, like that's the opposite thinking of Steve Sarkisian, who, even though he says all gas, no brakes, it's like he gets in a lead and then just tightens up and like, I don't want to screw this up. Let's play it safe. So I do kind of appreciate that Ryan Day does it, but then because I hate him already, it just makes him seem like an a-hole. But that said, since Woody Hayes, who I want to say won 5 titles at Ohio State, now you have the 3rd different coach winning a title at Ohio State. Ryan Day, Urban Meyer, and Jim Tressel. The only one who didn't get it done was Luke Fickell in this recent run for whatever reason.
We were talking about blue bloods, and you just defined, when you talk about the different coaches and the remarkably different eras that all the coaches were successful in, they define blue blood. So as much as I hate to admit it, there really is no better school out there to win the first of this tournament, because they'd really have been a part of my football landscape since I can remember. I mean, I remember the Woody Hayes and what's his name? The not Charles White. What's the 2-time winner? From Archie Griffin. I remember Archie Griffin, number 45, winning 2 Heismans, and I was like 8. So they've been part of my landscape ever since. So it's rather appropriate that they start this new era.
Well, I remember the era of like the Earl Bruce and John Cooper. I don't remember Earl Bruce.
Man.
But those guys who won a whole lot of games, but didn't beat Michigan often enough and didn't win national titles and had long runs. And it's hard to fire coaches who go 11-1. It really is. But at some point, you got to beat the guys down the hall. You got to. Can I
tell you something? A story about this? I was sitting with a bunch of Aggie types. It's been about a year ago. We're sitting around a campfire, and we were talking about the imminent Longhorn game. And these are types that had the good seats. They'd already planned on it. They were already planning the imminent, what they consider to be the celebration that would come after we beat them. And one of the old acts sitting around the fire said, I wish we were playing Texas 3 years ago. And it's not because of the reason you think, because I get the sense we'd have gotten our ass beat 3 years ago and Jimbo would have been gone long ago.
Oh, that's probably true.
There's something about that arch enemy does speed the process of what might be an imminent problem anyway. It exposes the issues that might be the very issue that keeps you from winning a national championship, because you have that test that only the arch rival can give you.
To be fair, A&M got rid of Jimbo almost as at the earliest that it was even close to affordable.
Honestly, dude, and this is no joke. We're stupid enough to throw this away. If we found 75, we could have found 95. I'm not kidding. I mean, it sounds silly, but once you've hit 75, you think we couldn't have found another 10, 20 million to get rid of a fool that lost to Texas on top of everything else, and we'd have known a couple years earlier? I think everybody would have happily paid the price, because we all feel so much better today.
Well, I knew a couple years earlier, but whatever reason, I never sit around a campfire with Aggies, and they never ask my opinion.
I can arrange that.
I said as soon as Jimbo got hired, I said, "Oh, you guys hired a dinosaur! Congratulations! You got a really high priced dinosaur."
Well, you were barking you were alone in a forest. I mean, it was a poor hire in hindsight, but it was we were happy about it at the time.
I know,
for a lot of different reasons.
Because it was a big name. Rob,
that's right.
And you guys wanted the big shiny.
Sometimes
toy.
you got to buy your way into the country club. You know what I mean?
That's right, Bubba.
Sometimes they won't let you in. bunch of tea sippers sitting on the other side of that lead glass won't let us in. So sometimes you got to buy the country club to move into it.
Unfortunately for Aggie, they missed the era with like the most embarrassing Texas coaches. That's
the good news is
the coaches that A&M probably could have beat every year. Like you could beat Tom Herman and Charlie Strong easy.
Oh no, before that, who was
John
our coach?
Mackovic?
Oh, I lived in the glory days of Aggiedom. We had Mackovic to kick around for 4 years. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah, John Mackovic was Jackie Sherrill's bitch. Is that who it was?
Oh, yes, he was.
Yep.
Yes, he was.
All right, Bubba.
That was the last century, sadly.
Yes, it was. We got plenty more to talk about, I guess there's more going on than college football. We'll take a look at what else is happening in the world. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Now at North Park Chevrolet. Buy a new 2025 Chevrolet Malibu RS posted at $21,999 plus low 1.9% financing. Got a $1,000 owner loyalty bonus on new 2025 Trailblazers plus 3.9% financing for 75 months. And make no payments until May 2025 on new 2025 Trax. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way. And that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions. And that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes. So it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch. With autopay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
On Super Sunday, you can be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, guys. We have got icy conditions all over San Antonio, so just please be careful as you head out and about. 35 northbound Weidner got a brand new accident here, a full-on closure. 35 northbound Pat Booker Road to 1604. On 1604 frontage road eastbound at Wiseman, this accident has the right turn only lane blocked. 90 westbound 1604, that wreck is in the left lane. 1604 eastbound Bitters, right lane blocked with a crash, and a stall at 410 eastbound Fredericksburg Road, right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's the Buckeyes. After leading by as many as 24 points, Ohio State held off Notre Dame for a 34-23 victory, capturing the inaugural college football playoff championship in the 12-team playoff era. Rookie guard Stephen Castle has committed to participate in the NBA's slam dunk contest at the All-Star Weekend, according to Shams Charania. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here we go. 8:02 here on the Morning Huddle. Good morning. I'm AJ. He's Rob. Even Vic showed up for work today. Gang's all back together.
Yeah. Look at me. It's like the future me. Or you want future me, virtual me, like this? You like this one?
I like
or would
that
you
one.
prefer the 1980s me?
Let's go with the current you. The current you.
You don't like this one?
No, I don't like that one. It gives people like it's going to make someone have like an aneurysm or something. It's too crazy.
What kind of plant is that in the back?
We don't want to get into what I'm growing in my personal space.
You picked the wrong room,
Yeah,
Rob.
what are you, a cop, Vic?
What do
Don't
you
ask questions like that?
Dark
Officer Vic.
Come on, dude. All right. I have the irresistible draw to go make a snow angel. I just went and looked at my backyard. It's quite pretty.
I think you should do the polar plunge.
Oh
yeah.
Go jump in the pool.
No, just walk outside with no shirt.
One day, and I'm pretty sure this is actually going to happen, that one day I'm going to be found dead next to a sink, and it's because I started washing my hands under the bitterly cold water that comes out of my faucet.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, that is the worst thing that I do, is wash my hands in that cold water because I dove in too quick. You know, I lathered up, and I didn't wait the appropriate amount of time. I just went in. And it's like hitting, I'm telling you, cold water on my hands is like an ice pick to my, it's awful. So one day it's just going to give me a heart attack and I'm going to be found dead. And my wife's going to have to go to jail because they're not going to be able to figure out how exactly I died. And it's going to be the cold water on my hands.
Well, do you want me to play the officers this segment, or do you just want to let her go?
Well,
let her fend for herself.
You know,
I mean, leave just
not how the life insurance will pay out.
If you can, send a text in in your last moments and let me know what you want me to do.
Okay.
Did you, when you were playing, did you ever do cold tubs?
Yeah, it was a pretty common thing, but it was the problem with the old cold tubs is it was those really small aluminum, stainless steel. They look like just glorified oblong buckets back in the day, with kind of a below your butt where you sit was kind of a like a prop, like a propeller to move the cold water around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So,
yeah, we were pretty common in it, but it's kind of like weights. We knew it was kind of important, but we really weren't all that into it. So the cold water therapy was rather new in the business back in the 80s. But we certainly used it enough for me to know I don't like it.
I hate it. And I hate doing the, I would do full blown ice baths. After hard training session. It's miserable.
I'd heard of professionals back in the 80s doing that kind of stuff, and we knew it was something. And now, you guys knew it was good, and it is. And we progressed to the point now where I go to these grassroots basketball tournaments, and out front are these trailers parked offering cryotherapy, where they, you go stand in those shower stalls and they pour liquid nitrogen all over you or whatever it is to freeze you to like -50 real fast. It works, but my, oh my, you want to talk about shrinkage.
Yeah. But it like now there's people who aren't even athletes who there's benefits for like doing a cold plunge. It's
the Polar Bear Club, man.
Yep.
It's bracing. I mean, you go down to the Frio. Anybody who's gone to the Frio in April has done their fair share of polar plunging. But I don't find any vigor in that. I don't like that. I don't like that the way it makes me feel. I don't like the nipply, just vibrating shivers I get. And I guess that's good for you.
It is.
I don't like it.
Well, I don't like it
again,
either,
I'd rather bleed than sweat. So I kind of fall in the leisurely side of life.
That's a tough choice.
That's
for
why
me.
I'm sitting here and you're there.
Well, that's true. But blood and sweat I produced today. But
and if you can sit, always sit down. And if you could choose, bleed over sweat.
It's funny. I used to always do my radio show standing for like the first.
My first boss was all about standing.
I felt I was more focused in things, and now I like.
Oh, I agree with that.
It's harder for me with the the way computers are, and you've got to have access to everything all the time now. It's a lot harder to, but yeah, I felt like my energy was better when I would do a show standing up.
You're the OG Pat McAfee?
Yeah, definitely. He stole that idea from me, actually.
Yeah, he stole a lot of stuff. But
yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Oh, but that's industry jealousy, AJ.
Let's play a little.
Play no party to that.
Let's play a little game, Rob.
I am all about games.
I have before my little eyes here looks like the top 15 in the odds to win next year's college football playoff.
I feel like I just saw a few of them.
Let's see how many of these you can predict are on the list of the top 15.
All right, do I just start naming schools?
Name who you think is. Try to start at the top.
Well, I mean, it's the usual suspects. Texas probably leads the voting, or Bama.
Texas is
Bama,
number
Georgia.
1 at plus 450. Alabama,
Texas, Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, probably in the next 4, I would guess.
Alabama is number 5.
Okay.
They are 13. No, they are number 6, 13-1.
Okay.
Ohio State is second, 5-1.
Second.
Georgia third, 6-1. So you're missing 4 and 5
suspects
between those 3 and Alabama.
Oregon, give me another big.
Oregon is they're tied for 4th with this other team.
Oh, another team tied for 4th. Let's see. Give me another Big Ten school, please. Next, I don't know who the other 4th would be.
Penn State is the other one.
State, another Big Ten school. So
after Alabama,
all those
you get Notre Dame at 15-1. They are 7th. Tennessee is 8th at 16-1.
Mm-hmm.
LSU is 9th at 18-1.
So we're just going to alternate SEC Big Ten school back and forth.
Here's a break.
Do we get a Big 12 at all?
You get Clemson 20-1.
There we go. ACC.
20-1 on Clemson. Then we go 22-1 Ole Miss, 30-1 Miami, 30-1 Texas A&M fighting Aggies, and rounding them out at 40-1 Michigan and South Carolina at 40-1.
That would have been just about exactly what I'd have picked.
Okay.
I'm surprised there's not a random Big 12 school.
I'm
considering
not.
what we
Who
saw.
the hell would it be?
It's just the Big 12. Like we had the last place
the Big
school
12.
jump up.
They stunk. They're no good.
No, I'm not saying that the quality is there, but there's going to be a school in the Big 12 that goes 9-0, scoring 80 points a game, because that's what the Big 12 is.
All
I
right.
just don't know which one it's going to be.
Let me ask you this,
I'm
Rob.
getting at.
If I told you at the start of the playoffs, like once the playoff bracket was set and we knew where Arizona State was, and I said, Rob, I'll give you 40-1 that Arizona State is going to win the national title, how much money would you invest in them at 40-1?
Neil, I'd give you $1 just because it's stupid not to, but nothing more.
So then what? Like, why should preseason there be anybody? Because it could be any of those teams make it.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
And then once they get there, they've got no chance.
Well, I mean, there's a puncher's chance, and eventually that it'll punch through. But you're right. I mean, you're right. But all I need is 12, and you named 15. So everybody else, I don't really care about. And that's really where we are now. That's why conference titles don't matter anymore. You just got to be in the top 12, baby. Just get there and have a puncher's chance, and your season will be considered a success. You went to the tourney. You now are judged like college basketball coaches are. You get to the tourney. Just about everything you did during the season can't be forgotten about. Now there's a next step, but right now, get to the tourney, baby, and you'll be golden.
I feel like the top 5 they're all like, I don't think there's good value on any of these teams. Texas at plus 450 is absurd. Like, first of all, they're losing a bunch to the NFL.
Yeah.
And
this is stupid. Money.
And there's a like that's a real jump. Like, it's almost acting like it's a certainty that Arch Manning is good. And I don't know how you can be certain of that. Like, I think there's like a baseline level of what he can be. But if you say plus 450, you're saying you're certain he is a better football player than Quinn Ewers.
I'm
not certain of that.
Well, I'm certain that he will be in a far better position to be successful than Quinn Ewers. And that doesn't have anything to do with the guys around him. Though, I mean, at the end of the it does, but this is a maturation process for a program. And he has now stepped into a culture that Quinn Ewers had to kind of help to create. All he's got to do is prolong. So he doesn't have to do a whole lot more than Quinn Ewers to look a whole lot more successful.
But you know what?
The talent is there.
He's going to be doing it without 4 of the starting offensive linemen from this year.
What?
He's going to, okay.
You're now Texas. You can get over that. Let me tell you, you can get over that now. You're now reloading. You're no longer, this isn't the end of the Mac Brown era where every 3 years you got somebody good. Now the guy backing up is just as good as the starter. He's just a year younger. So Texas is just fine. I think to put money there is probably the safest of all of them, because the schedule they had last year, they get again.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good ride for Texas right now. When they finally do a little bit of reshuffling with the schedules, I think things might get a little bit tougher, but I like Texas money as best as any, and I hate saying it. Big Ten's going to be a knife fight. I don't know what's going to come out of there, because I still, as much as I liked Ohio State, I think Michigan, have you seen their recruiting class? They're doing pretty good.
Yep.
They got themselves a quarterback, and I think they're going to be right back where they were last year or the year before. So as far as early money, Texas and Bama might be the earliest, easiest, right?
Bama's losing Jalen Milroe. Any team that's got quarterback turnover, I worry about. That's why Texas,
probably more so. You're right.
Ohio State is going to have quarterback turnover. Georgia has quarterback turnover. Oregon is I guess Dylan Gabriel is still deciding if he's going to come back for one more year or he's going to go to the NFL. Penn State, it sounds like Drew Aller is going to come back. Notre Dame's going to have turnover. So there's a lot of these teams that it's hard to know what they're going to be. So
I get it, but
if I had to pick one now, I would pick either Penn State at 750. But then again, I've got to trust James Franklin because they've got quarterback coming back, and I think LSU at 18-1 is kind of a dangerous proposition. Like LSU, any given time, they can get a run of talent and they can make something happen.
Oh, no doubt. I think that now quarterbacks don't grow into positions. The positions grow to the quarterback.
Well, I mean, you saw it with both the teams last night.
Rookie.
Both those teams last night, they went out and they found someone that fits what they wanted to do.
Right. And so I think that the startup is so much faster unless we're dealing with a ranked freshman. And then there is some growth that you're going to have to deal with, just knowing that he's going to make some mistakes. Hopefully he'll make up for it with everything else. And that's kind of a rare occurrence now because little schools are like the AAA for the big schools. Go learn your craft and we'll pick you up as a freshman or as a sophomore or junior, pay you a bunch of money and let you start immediately. You'll never have to intern here. You can do that at Stephen F., or what's the best example now? Tulane. You can go to Tulane and learn your job. We'll pay you to be a star once you get here.
All right. When we come back, there's one more chair being pulled off the stage in the game of musical coaching chairs in the NFL. We'll talk about that. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Different providers going up and down the road. You know why? Because they have one and only job. Their job is to get you out of pain in remarkable ways that you might not have considered. Because I'm not talking about pills to hide it or some kind of surgery to prolong it. I'm talking about your body fixing itself. And let me tell you, as a patient, it has worked for me remarkably fast. Under 4 visits, I was back in the game. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life. Those spasms that kind of grab you and throw you down for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I know what those feel like. And I kind of limped into an neurology provider about 8 years ago, not knowing what to expect. And my goodness, 3 visits later, I was back in the game and I became a neurology patient for life. You know why? Because I'd never need a referral to go, and they accept my insurance as they accept most. So what are you waiting on? Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's a Rosti. Call them today. Let them take care of you. And when they fix you, come on by and you can thank me later.
It's better over here.
I'm sorry, Vic.
T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits, and if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage, not available in all states.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. While supplies last. See store or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and I've represented folks here in San Antonio injured by negligent drivers for more than 30 years. If you or a family member has been seriously injured, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've heard from many of my clients that after they were involved in a collision, they would get phone calls asking them to hire an attorney. This is highly irregular and probably illegal. Any attorney that is trying to contact you either directly or through a marketing company is not the kind of attorney that you should trust with such a serious matter. Quite frankly, it's creepy. If you call me, we will speak directly. If you hire me, it will be after you and I have talked. I will explain what I can do for you, and you can decide what you would like me to do next. The phone call and the consultation are free. Getting a smart result requires that you make smart decisions along the way. And that's my job, to help you and your family make smart decisions. And that's based on more than 30 years of experience. If you've been injured in an accident, call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line, golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Houston Texans season is over. What do they do to get better? We'll talk to ND Kalu at 3:30.
Plus, Shireen Williams with the latest on the Dallas Cowboys coaching search.
And reaction to the national championship game.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Well, now this is fitting because now that I'm here, we don't need another hero, right, Vic?
Yeah.
We've got one is enough.
One is enough. Is all we need.
One is enough.
We have one?
Well, I mean,
we have one?
Did you miss the first segment, Rob? Like, did you hear what I went through to be here?
I know. I had to change his bandages.
Oh, that's
twice.
the legend. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, that
I'm down.
The first segment is going to be pinned.
impressed.
It's going to be pinned at the top of our podcast page for eternity, so people can always remember my sacrifice.
I know. I'm impressed.
Always remember
Yes.
my sacrifice.
Yeah.
Give
man.
until it hurts.
Now, I'm sure not only, were you unable to navigate the great storm, but you probably had to wake up your
is a great
wife,
storm.
didn't you?
I just walked into the bedroom, our bedroom, to see if she was awake or not, and she has a mask on.
Oh, and earmuffs
on the side.
Oh,
and there's
man.
like a pillow over her face.
So I bet she's going to be in a really good mood today.
Oh, yeah.
She knew it was coming. She actually, we made it through COVID. I mean, she used to be on one side of the house teaching, and I'd be on the other side of the house doing a radio show.
Oh, boy.
She's used to this. I mean, beats being in the snow.
That's true.
But last night she was like, I think it'll be all right. I think you can go. I think those tires you have, they're a little bald, but they'll be fine.
Yeah, big deal.
You paid the life insurance, right? Life insurance is paid up, right? Oh, you're good. Yeah.
There's a bicycle in the garage. No.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Take that blow-up mattress. We can see in a couple days.
Wear a helmet.
You'll be all right.
Wear a helmet.
Yeah. Just put on a helmet. You'll be fine.
Hey,
no.
But you think she'll be in an okay mood?
No, she'll be fine.
Okay.
Are you kidding?
Okay.
She gets to live with this.
That's true.
I
Lucky
mean,
gal. Lucky
seriously.
gal.
I mean,
all right. I got to tell you, I got to give something away. The melting pot. I've got a $50 gift card. Dude, Rob, I'm going to hit you with something that sounds really good.
Cheese
Listen
fondue.
to this. Listen to this. Melting Pot San Antonio. It's at 14855 Blanco Road. They have just
Right around the corner from
completed
you.
an exciting restaurant renovation. They've been in San Antonio for 20 years, and to celebrate, they want you to make fondue memories and enjoy a new modern look and feel, including an elevated bar. Perfect for down to fondue happy hour. Now, you might be saying, well, what is down to fondue happy hour? What is that? Half price cheese and chocolate fondue every Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. Half price melted cheese, Rob. Half price. I'm telling you. So if I were the kind of person who could win a $50 gift card to the Melting Pot, I would go during the happy hour, the down to fondue happy hour, so I can get 50% off the cheese. I'm a cheese fondue guy. Chocolate's fine, but I'm always going to go for the cheese first. That's the way I go. You know what I've always wondered, Rob? Why don't they use because they you get like the pretzels, you get all the different things you can dip the cheese in. Why don't they ever give you like big hunks of meat to dip the cheese in?
Oh, that's the other fondue. So we do we do three kinds of. There's the cheese.
Okay.
There's the chocolate, and then there's a fondue pot that we do that's hot grease. It's like a Korean barbecue, but you fry the meat in a hot grease. Same fork principle, same pot, but we cut into. You'll get some chicken, normally a good cut of meat because you need a little bit of fat or it'll be kind of tough. And you do the same thing, but instead of then your dipping sauces are like mustards, aiolis, things like that you dip the meat in and you just eat them off the fork. So we do a meat.
Okay, I like that
fondue.
idea, and that does sound good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Only
problem with
I want to dip
fondue
my
is
meat. I want to dip like a beef jerky stick in the cheese fondue.
Oh, that's thinking.
That's a new invention, I think.
I think they'd appreciate it. I'll tell you what, I'm glad Melting Pot is back open. It's one of my favorite things to do, unless you're really, really hungry, because you got to wait on every individual bite. So it's a good thing if you're on like a portion control thing. Fondue is the meal for you.
Yes. So let's do. What caller should we do, Vic? I don't want to put too much work on you while you're dealing with all this.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, just whatever caller you want.
All right, let's do caller number 5 then. Caller number 5, you are going to win a $50 gift card to the Melting Pot at 14855 Blanco Road. Congratulations, friends. Congratulations. All right. Now, the Chicago Bears have found their man, Rob. The Bears get Ben Johnson after 28 million interviews. They settled on Ben Johnson, who I know a couple of Bears fans, they are very excited about this. Ben Johnson was, I think, if you were looking for the sexiest hire this cycle, Ben Johnson was the sexiest hire you could make this cycle.
By far. He's jumping into some shark-infested waters. That's all I got to say. I mean, good men have failed at this job. There have been a lot of hot candidates that have landed in Chicago over the years that just got up against it. But every now and then you get a Sean McVay. You know what I mean? So the best to Ben Johnson. I hope you overcome and become something more than the myriad of hot OCs that have taken the next job and just gotten into situations just like first-round draft pick quarterbacks that they can't win. And they have owners with short fuses and GMs with no job security, and it just falls apart. The Bears have always been that. Let's just hope he's the guy that can turn the tide. We'll see.
I mean, you said Sean McVay is like the who he's a guy who is like kind of set the bar for what these guys are capable of. I know it's hard to think that Shanahan has not won a ring yet, because I don't know why, when I think of the guys who have really succeeded, Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay are the two that come to my mind.
He's in that. It's no slight to Kyle. I just thought of McVay first. I mean, it's just that search for the coordinator that also has the, I don't know what you'd call it, chutzpah, corporate understanding of how to run an enterprise beyond just one side of the ball, and it's just, and you combine that with, the family that owns the Bears. Do you think they use smartphones? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You're trying to run an organization and you're working for a couple of dinosaurs that really, it's their boat, it's their plaything, and it's just a very difficult place to stay successful. And like I said, good men have failed. I'm not going to say better men than him because I don't know him, but good men have showed up there and been run out of town and never quite been what we thought they were going to be.
It always seems everybody's always chasing the young hot offensive coach. Yet there were more defensive special teams backgrounded coach in the playoffs than offenses. It was 8-6 defensive and special teams coaches had but here's the thing. I think a lot of these guys that the best, we talked about this, the best kind of like in your face leaders of men types tend to come from that side of the ball, that defensive side, while the best, offensive, or the best play callers seem to come from the other side. And because you want that guy's play calling, you're willing to promote him to the head coach, even though maybe he's not built to be like the CEO of the company. You want him badly enough. The only way to get him is to make him that. And of the six,
can I throw out a premise?
Sure.
I want to throw something out that I'm not sure I'm sold on, but it's something that as I was watching the playoffs, it kind of struck me that the league is set up for offense. I mean, there's a lot of things defense can't do that they used to be able to do. So, if you've got a good quarterback and good wide receivers, I don't know what your system is. I don't care what it is. Those guys find a way. And I think the true search for the coaches now, given the way that the league is set up, is find an offense that fits your quarterback. I don't know what that is. I don't care how good the coach is. But you've got to play defense to win a championship now. You've got to overcome the rules. And if you can find the coaches that can put together a defense and the owner that's willing to pay that kind of defense and get a coach that can do that kind of things, and then we add in what you just talked about, those leaders of men types, they're always on the defensive side of the ball. And you kind of throw all that into one. And I think that's why so many OCs don't make it, because they're just not prepared to do the kind of things that offensive or that head coaches have to do. And that's sometimes erring on the side of defense, paying defense when it isn't sexy, paying your defensive tackle all that money, taking the money away from a wide receiver that'll probably end up leaving because it's that extra million that you lost in the bidding process kind of stuff.
But on that same note, if you look at the last several years or even the last 2 years of coaches that have been fired, Mike McCarthy offense, Antonio Pierce defense, Doug Peterson offense, Gerard Mayo, Matt Eberflus, Dennis Allen, Robert Saleh, Ron Rivera, Pete Carroll,
defense,
Arthur Smith,
a little bit off.
Arthur
Smith offense.
So that's in the last two cycles. That's 10 names. 3 offensive guys have been fired. 7 defensive guys have been fired.
Yeah, Chicks dig the long ball, man. You might be losing. Better score some points too.
So I think that's something to pay attention to.
You got to hire the hot OC. It's kind of like, I'm not arguing with it. I just think that the path to long-term success, even though I watched the Harbaughs both get exited, is that style. Just play the game so you're in a position to win at the end. No matter how you get there, just make sure you're in a position to win the game at the end. And if you're good enough at it, more often than not, you'll win them. Only problem with that is when you win, boring. When you lose, it's so god awful ugly. You get fired faster.
Well, and also as the game evolves, you expect these young guys to be able to kind of change with the times
Mm-hmm.
in a way that maybe like the more old school guys can. And I know like Andy Reid's an offensive guy, but if I said
he's a unicorn,
who's going to have more success 5 years from today in that version of the NFL, will it be Andy Reid or Matt LaFleur? Or generally, Mike McDaniel, one of those guys, like who's going to be more in tune with how football's working right now?
The OC.
It's the young guys.
And I get it. I truly do. And I would hire Ben Johnson too. I think they got the guy that they should have gotten considering their quarterback and where they're trying to go. But I just know that in this situation, where they are now, considering they do have the quarterback and they got 3 years of time, I'd have just gone and gotten a head coach that kind of just knows where the minefields are, that just has been kind of around the bend. And I think that's why so many OCs that do get hired that come in to work with a quarterback exclusively because of what the investment is, get burned because the rest of the team is still in this utter disarray. And no matter how good the quarterback is, he can't overcome that.
All right, we got to hit a break. We'll be right back. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I got to tell you guys about Game Day Men's Health. And guys, if you're not feeling your best, well, it's usually a reason for that. And often it comes down to your testosterone. And I'm telling you, even if it's not, bad, it can be better. And that's what they told me. Oh man, can it be better? I am feeling great. And Game Day Men's Health, they knew exactly what they were doing. First of all, they make it so convenient for you. They're conveniently located, 250 East Basse Road. But more importantly, they make everything so accessible for you. I went in, got my blood drawn. They tested it. I sat down with the provider, the licensed provider. They told me exactly what my options were. We went over the best ones for me. And then I got my treatment all on the spot. And it was less than an hour. I was in and out. And I'm not having to just go to 5 different places. Oh, go to this, get this blood test here, bring it back to no, not at Game Day. They don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Have a better libido. Have better have better success in the gym. Sleep better. Those are all things that you can get with testosterone treatment. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better. Be better. Game Day.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It is a wintry mix that's causing trouble all over San Antonio. We have got accidents everywhere. If you do not need to be out and about, best to just stay indoors. It's a very tricky morning commute. A closure on 35 northbound Pat Booker Road to 1604. On 1604 eastbound Bitters, accident right lane. 35 northbound Weidner, another accident. 1604 on the frontage road eastbound Wiseman. We've got a wreck. Right turn only lane is blocked. 1604 eastbound O'Connor, another accident. And 35 southbound at 337. If your travels are taking you out of the New Braunfels area, we've got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. Icy patches all over. Just please be careful as you head out and about. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it. And now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson for Prize Picks, the best place to get real money on your sports action. Me and 10 million other people are playing every day, and now's the time to do it. Have you ever heard of this? You've got a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your season all game long, and now 1,000 times your cash. Heck, I've been a Prize Picks player for a long time. I've not seen this. 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time. It's now or never. Don't miss out on the fun in the last few weeks of the football season. Prize Picks is the best place to play, up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get the action on the sports that you're playing, and now you can get up to 1,000 times your cash. Join over 10 million members. Play today, and if you sign up today, you get up to $50 instantly when you play. Use the code ALAMO. Sign up today for 1,000 times your cash. Prize Picks, run your game.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
On Super Sunday, you could be the crunch time hero. PorkRinds.com is bringing you a game-changing twist to your big day because it's also Pork Rind Appreciation Day. The crispy, crunchy, crave-worthy snack you love deserves its moment. PorkRinds.com is celebrating by giving you a chance to win tickets to the 2026 big game in Santa Clara. Enter at PorkRinds.com and become your own crunch time hero. This Super Sunday, make sure your snack game is on point. Celebrate Pork Rind Appreciation Day. Get in on the action at PorkRinds.com.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1. Congratulations to Tony Flores. He's the big winner. And if you're wondering why this hero music is playing,
I am.
It's because of the sacrifice that I made this morning to get to work during the snowpocalypse of 2025, the winter blast. Rob couldn't make it, but I did.
Yes. Some are born to greatness. Others have it thrust upon them.
You know, I really think it kind of was thrust upon me. I'm pretty sure that I think Greg gave me a bad unit on
You
purpose.
bailed out awfully quick. I was surprised. You left just in time. If you'd have waited one more minute,
why
you'd
I
have
was
been
like,
late.
I
think we could have talked you through it. I think we could have probably gotten the issue fixed.
But if we didn't, then that was my conundrum.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get your concern, but I think you ripcorded it a little quick. I think we probably could have talked you through this.
Plus, I had to rescue a bunch of people along the way. And
I get the duty calls and whatnot. It does.
Damsel in distress.
Yeah.
But
and I had to stop and feed the homeless that were cold.
Yeah.
I did a lot of things. I gave out a lot of blankets on the way. I'm just hero stuff. I don't like to call myself a hero, but if you want to, that's cool also. Guess who's on the phone, Rob?
Your dictionary says different things. What?
Our old buddy Eric Warner from Karbach Brewing is on the phone.
He's on the phone?
Yes. Hello, Eric.
Snow got in the way. Does it snow in there around the Karbach Brewery?
I think Eric is probably in a place where it's snowing a lot more than it is here.
He's in Colorado.
That's
right.
my guess.
He's accustomed to this kind of weather.
Eric, good morning to you, friend.
Hey, good morning, guys. I thought that hero music was for me.
Oh, no. It was I did some really heroic things this morning to get to work on time, despite the weather. Like, I'm sure is there any snow on the ground where you're at, Eric?
There is the funny thing about that is there's probably as much snow on the ground at my house as there is in Houston right now. Couple of inches, that's it. But I'm 25 minutes away from the mountains, and up there's feet and feet and feet.
I was seeing in Houston they got a lot more than we just got like in San Antonio here we got like a light dusting, and it like everybody's panicked.
Well, yes.
Is there an icy underlayer?
Not really. No. It's just the road.
Well, Rob, then why aren't you there, buddy?
Well, it was cold outside,
First
Eric.
First of all, keep it to yourself wherever you might be. Secondly, I don't know how to drive in this stuff. I'm not from places where ice falls from the sky. I don't know what this stuff is. The only thing that's good for this stuff is I can set my beer in it. That's why I appreciate it.
Well, there you
but
go.
Other than that, this is no good. This is not for me. I'm gonna stay inside all day.
Well, Eric, what's going on at the brewery these days, man? What are you guys up to over there at Karbach?
Oh, all kinds of fun, new exciting things. Of course, we're on that bandwagon that a lot of other people are, a lot of other breweries, and we've got a couple of. If you're doing dry, or even if you're just doing moist January, we have a couple of amazing beers for you. And are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, we're here.
What kind of beers you guys doing?
Something weird on my phone just happened, so I want to make sure I didn't drop. Anyway, we've got the Free and Easy. We have the Free and Easy IPA and the Free and Easy Belgian White. So if you're wanting to, just cut back a little bit or do the whole 30-day thing, but you still want to have your beers, and we have a very unique process that we use for these two that actually makes them pretty darn drinkable. I always used to say, man, if given the choice between non-alcohol beer, and I can't drink beer, then I'm just going to go to water. But these are really fantastic. So we've got those, and we have Ziegenbach. We've got new 12-pack cans out. That's a new package. So if you're really just wanting to get down on your Zig, you can do that. So couple things. But AJ, the thing I know you're most excited about is the release of the Hoplectic. That is our newest Fun Series beer, quasi-seasonal, and that is a very hop-forward kind of West Coast style, new school West Coast IPA.
Okay, and is this thing's going to be, is it going to be released widely, or is this going to be like a special release that we're going to have to go searching for?
It's going to be, kind of in between. It's not going to be, like maybe our old Fun Series where, only a few, it was a super limited quantity and only select accounts had it. This will be available, draft and 6-pack cans, pretty widely distributed. But not as widely distributed, say, as, like Love Street and Hopadillo. But any place that features a pretty good selection of Karbach products will have this. And it'll be available for a couple of months. Obviously, you hop heads out there, go get you some now because it's going to be the freshest, right? We all know that fresh is good when it comes to hop-forward beers.
For our non-hop heads, for those that get the IPAs kind of blast off their tongues a little bit too much, when I get to this time of year, I like a good darker seasonal beer. What is that common? Am I the only one? Because I like the darker, creamier seasonal beers about this time of year far more than I want the aroma and activity of an IPA.
Well, Rob, I've got you might be in luck because the predecessor in the series to the Hoplectic was the Dunkel and Dragons. I think we talked about
that's
that
where
when
I'm
I was
at.
there. And you'll probably still be able to find some of that at some accounts because what they do on these seasonal beers is, the retailers will bring in the Hoplectic and they might have it in the back room as they're waiting, those last couple 6-packs of the Dunkel and Dragon to sell out. So you could probably still get some of that. And yes, that is an awesome type of beer for cold weather. No doubt about it.
That beer was a good beer as well. Finally, let's talk about this the Ziegfest that you guys are doing out at the brewery. That's going to be February 15th. Do we have a lineup? What are we working with for the Ziegfest?
Yes, we do. So go to KarbachBrewing.com to get your tickets. As AJ said, it's Saturday, February 15th. I think that is actually maybe a holiday weekend, the President's Weekend, they call it, although I don't know if these guys are ever worthy of a holiday anymore, but we're not going to digress there. But we've got Tanner Usry and William Clark Green, a couple of great headliners. This is definitely more of a, AJ, you'll remember, this used to be called the Rodeo Clown Roundup. We did this in February, and there's always a little bit of a kind of Texas country music bent to it. Same great locations, same great vibe. We're just rebranding it, the Ziegfest, to really kind of help promote the Ziegenbach a little bit. So, get your tickets at KarbachBrewing.com. Come out. And the good news is, Texas always seems to get that one kind of cold blast every year. And sometimes that can happen in February. Well, guess what, folks? We got it out of the way this year in January, which I think all but guarantees awesome weather for mid-February.
All right. That is Eric Warner, the head brewer at Karbach. Ziegfest, February 15th, KarbachBrewing.com. Make sure you check out the free and easy beers, the Ziegenbach and the 12 packs, and the new Hoplectic. I am pretty stoked for that one. Eric, appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you next month.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Hey, Eric, next month, how about you get some test product over to the studio? So we know what we're talking about.
I'll actually drive in for that.
I mean, it would have been nice to know would have been nice to know what these free and easy beers and the Hoplectic, what they tasted like, so we could have, given a little promotion here. And that's all I'm saying.
All right, done deal. Yeah, especially with the NA beers, you could pop one of those at 9 a.m. and no one's going to look twice.
Yeah, I'll do that one. Vic would have shotgunned it. He was going to shotgun the NA beer. So
that's what a paper bag's for. Just sit
it all. All right, Eric. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Adios.
Oh, there you go. That's Eric Warner, the head brewer at Karbach.
Speaking of labels, AJ, did Ziegenbach, I think, has changed their can.
Well, they just went to cans. They've always been in bottles, and they just started doing cans.
The can looks unique. I'm at the Karbach website looking at the Karbach, the Ziegenfest coming up. Pretty cool.
See, I'm not deep in the country music knowledge. I know a couple country music guys, but most of them kind of just stay off my radar. But they always have guys that are like, that are, if they're not huge stars now, they're the guys who are like the next big stars. So when they do this, like you said, it used to be called the Rodeo Clown Roundup, but when they do this particular show, it's always like the next big thing in Texas country music is usually the guys headlining.
Enough of the good ones, and I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, and plus there's a bunch of beer.
That's what I'm saying. Enough of the good beers. The band can be average. It always raises the caliber of the band.
Damn right, Bubba. You're damn right. All right, man. Rob, we only have 1 hour of show left to go.
I know. That means I'm an hour and a minute away from a nap.
Oh, no, that's just wrong to say.
Come on, hero.
Like that.
Come on, hero.
And especially after doing all my hero stuff, I'm exhausted. And you're just like, you're going to roll in there, kick Kelly out of bed, and start snoring.
Man, I just walked into the bedroom, and the dog's like, what the hell is going on out there?
Why are you here?
Will you keep it down? Can you tell we're trying to sleep in here?
Seriously, why don't you get a job?
Seriously.
Dog, I'm doing my job.
I've noticed the kibble's a little dry. You're going to have to hit the shops.
I did have concerns that if I connected from my house this morning, that the cat was going to just bitch and yell the entire time I was on the radio, because she's very vocal, and That would have been an issue.
She is. I had a dog when we were in the lockdown phases that, she was desperate to be on air. And in the middle of every segment, it seemed like at the perfect wrong time, I had a dog barking at my feet.
Well, that sounds about right. All right. I have a very unique story or a theory that I came across that I want to address next. I'm not totally sure how far, how.
Is this about aliens?
No, it's about football. It's about football, but we're going to dig into it, and you tell me if you think there's something to this rumor that would make the Raiders look like, the Raiders, the dumbest franchise in football.
Then it's probably true without even hearing it. If it'll make them appear as they are,
I'm telling you, Rob, if it was any other team that this was being talked about with, I'd have been like, no, that can't be. But with the Raiders, I'm like, you know what? Perhaps.
It's interesting because I would have thought they'd have paid any price for Ben Johnson. Like, go get your offer and I'll add $1 million to it, kind of a deal. And they let it slip through their fingers, which I find very Raider-esque, especially with Brady, the offensive dude, part of the decision-making group.
All right, we'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville. South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Hear that? The soothing sounds of a bubble bath. And if you were here, you'd smell a single cedar leaf candle. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get back on the road and enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And then take a shower, because it's fast, like your motorcycle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage, not available in all states.
My reason why is the before work hustle, an after school home, a section of my block, a corner to call my own. Here, I stand strong. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Join today and find your why. Learn more at ymcasatx.org.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603, 800-505-9603.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text PEC to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PEC to 321-321.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It is a wintry mix that's causing trouble all over San Antonio. We have got accidents everywhere. If you do not need to be out and about, best to just stay indoors. It's a very tricky morning commute. A closure on 35 northbound Pat Booker Road to 1604. On a 1604 eastbound Bitters, accident right lane. 35 northbound Weidner, another accident. 1604 on the frontage road eastbound Wiseman. We've got a wreck. Right turn only lane is blocked. 1604 eastbound O'Connor, another accident. And 35 southbound at 337. If your travels are taking you out of the New Braunfels area, we've got the roadway reduced to 1 lane. Icy patches all over. Just please be careful as you head out and about. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's the Buckeyes. After leading by as many as 24 points, Ohio State held off Notre Dame for a 34-23 victory, capturing the inaugural college football playoff championship in the 12-team playoff era. Rookie guard Stephen Castle has committed to participate in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest at the All-Star Weekend, according to Shams Charania. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right. 9:01 here on the Morning Huddle. How you holding up, Rob?
Man, I'm looking out my back window at the snow. It is surreal. I mean, growing up in San Antonio, we got snow once, 50 years. And to get it about every third year now, it's just very strange to wake up in South Texas and see snow out my window.
It is a little odd going down and I knocked the snow off my door handle before I opened it this morning, and
ill-equipped.
I couldn't see out, for whatever reason, my back windshield was covered in snow. My front windshield wasn't. And my driver's side window was covered in snow. And I did the thing where I put I put it down a little at a time, and then knocked it away. And then the whole drive in, I've got about this much snow piled up in my window. It's crazy.
Blow off, man.
It really is.
It won't leave.
Keep It Sports. He says bottles. I've only ever seen Karbach in cans. You know what? That is my mistake. They stopped making bottles a while ago. They just switched to the 12 packs of the Ziegenbach is what he was talking about.
It's a good looking can. It just jumped out at me. It's kind of a navy blue can. I don't know why.
They changed the look of it. So yeah. You were right. I was wrong.
And in my quest for those darker beers, Ziegen's one of them.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. This story is fascinating to me, and I don't know how true it is. I don't know if I don't think it's been confirmed, but and this happened on Friday, and I didn't get to talk about it with you, and I forgot it yesterday. The Rams have this young player named Byron Young who is phenomenal. Looks like he is going to be a star. The Raiders apparently called Mr. Byron Young, who he played college football at Tennessee, and
linebacker, right?
Yeah, edge rusher, yeah. And he was the Raiders were in round 3. They had the 70th pick, and they called Byron Young and said, "Hey, man, we're going to draft you. We're going to make you a Las Vegas Raider." And he said, "Okay, Bubba." And then the Raiders selected Byron Young, defensive lineman from Alabama. Now, that was the third round, the 70th pick. Now, the Rams said, "Okay, well, we'll take this other Byron Young with the 77th pick." And the Raiders have since cut that Byron Young, and he went to the Eagles, where he didn't even get any stats, so he's just like a guy, and he can't play in the league. Now, here's where I kind of think this might be true.
Oh, it's true.
The Byron Young from Tennessee, his draft rate ranking, like his projected range, was the 73rd pick. The other Byron Young, who played at Alabama, was projected to go in round 5.
Hey, it's the Rams on the phone, man. Answer the phone. Don't go to the bathroom, man. The Rams are calling.
I'm pretty sure that the Raiders picked the wrong Byron Young.
I have no doubt in my mind.
They called the right one on the phone and said, "Hey, man, we're going to pick you." And then they wrote down Byron Young, Alabama, turned in the card. That's not the guy we wanted. That is so Raiders. So Raiders. And it's even more Raiders that the Byron Young they thought they were drafting turns out to be a star somewhere else.
Yep. There's an intern that lost his job when they said, "Write this down on the card." And he saw Byron Young, and the first Young he saw was because Alabama comes before Tennessee. And he grabbed the wrong alphabetical Brian Young.
You say
no doubt in my mind, brother. No doubt in my mind. That's what happened.
Well, as you say that an intern got fired. Remember, Tom Telesco, the GM, just got fired. So there's a good possibility it wasn't an intern. It was like, yeah.
Okay, so that was a career limiting move, a total CLM. Like, dude, you do this, you can't stay here. I know you're not that inept, but this inept act is enough. You can't leave.
I mean, that might be
What's worse? Is it that
career ending?
A career? Seriously, is it that, or is it Bill Belichick texting?
Oh, about Brian Flores? Yeah.
Flores or Daboll texting Flores. Hey, congratulations. Oh, wrong Brian. Oops.
My bad.
I don't know which is worse at the end of the day, because Belichick looks like a fool and Flores is still suing people.
Ben Johnson, who could have, it seemed like there was the top target for the Raiders. They kind of made no bones about it. He's the guy they wanted. If you were Ben Johnson, let's say the money's equal, because I don't know yet what the money was, but let's say the money's equal. Would you take the Bears job knowing that Caleb Williams is there, or the Raiders job where you've kind of got more of a blank slate at quarterback?
You know, that's a great question, because we have to throw in the wild card, or at least the addition of Brady to the ownership group with the Raiders. He might bring a level of stability that might be a nice place to land as a quarterback.
Or
he might take into account some things that, or you're right.
He might have turned in the wrong draft card.
Knows everything.
It may have been Tom who turned in that draft card.
It might have been him. And so, I mean, it might be a good place to land. We talked about it earlier. landing in the wrong spot for a new head coach is as bad as a first round quarterback landing in the wrong spot. If you're swimming against the tide already, the team already sucks. So you're already coming into a bad place. And to get everything right, I don't know which place is worse. I do know that they have a quarterback with at least a couple of questions in Chicago. And if he liked the film, I can see why he took that job, because there's not a quest, there's not a wait. They've got a dude that's at least been through the ringer 1 year. That'd be the only reason. And the Brady, I mean, it is a variable that I do think now plays a role in what coach lands there.
If they, I don't know. It just seems like when you're a young head coach, you're a first-time head coach, you pick the wrong job, it can be one and done. It usually is one and done. If you go to a job and you get fired before you finish out that first contract, rarely do you get a second chance. And that's why I think, man, you got to be real careful about picking these jobs. Unfortunately for Ben Johnson, both the Raiders and the Bears go through head coaches like toilet paper.
What would you do? What would you do? I mean, I know your thoughts on Caleb, but he is at least, the better candidate, at least sitting in front of you.
I think there is, God, I really don't know what, I think I would go to the Raiders. I think I'd go to the Raiders because I know Ben Johnson's offense, it works indoors. Yeah. You're going to be playing in the elements up there. And also the other three teams in the NFC North are so freaking good. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not that the AFC West is a bunch of slouches, but they're very similar in a lot of ways. But I'd rather live in Las Vegas and Chicago is probably what it boils down to for me.
Yeah, the real question is, how did Johnson slip through their fingers? I can't, by Brady's inaction. I mean, he went an entire day talking coaching vacancies and doing his CBS job or Fox job, and didn't even bring up the Raiders or Ben Johnson. So everybody on the sidelines felt like he didn't because there were negotiations going on. And for them not to get him, there's a story there.
Yep. Claymore says, how do you know if Brady's committed for the long haul? I don't know. I mean, I've got no idea what's in Tom Brady's head. Yeah, he's invested in the team for the long. I mean,
well,
why I can't see why he would, like, it's not like a Bitcoin, like you'd buy some up and then sell it in a week, or Trump coin, like Dave Portnoy bought a bunch of Trump coin and then sold it off the next morning. Like I don't think that's what you do with NFL football teams, but I mean, maybe.
Well, no, I think you don't buy in, and then the only place he's going from here is full ownership. You know what I mean? He's not just going to buy it and let the stock rise and sell it.
Yeah, and I don't know Tom Brady's going to ever have the kind of money it would take to bet, frankly. Now him and maybe you get one more partner, maybe. I don't know.
Well, what's the old saying? You are going to make as much money as your four closest friends, the average of your four closest friends. You'll make that kind of money. That's just kind of the old thing. Tom's got some wealthy friends.
Yes, he does.
I think if he wanted, I think he could chase some money. I think he and LeBron are the first since Jordan to truly be in a situation like I could probably put together the money, go get a team.
Yeah. Well, the difference is LeBron has made so much money in his playing career. And remember, Tom Brady played at a below market contract for almost the entirety of his.
Yeah, but these don't count that money. It's the Rolex money. It's the Bentley money. It's all those ads he does overseas that we never see money. That he's worth $500 million. He's got $500 million in the bank.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't own a football team for $500 million.
No, but the secret is you don't need to have a lot of money. You just need to have access to that money. You don't have to own that money. You just have to be able to rent it.
Magic Johnson's found a way to do it. Derek Jeter's done it with a baseball team. I think A-Rod tried to be an owner and it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, Minnesota, I think he is an owner with the Timberwolves. You just got to have a billionaire friend. Josh Harris is a good billionaire friend to have for Magic Johnson, and LeBron has a billionaire friend, and I'm sure Brady's got one or two.
You mentioned the NBA. Did you see? We were talking about it last night. The home court advantage for the Warriors. The Warriors got beat by 40 on their home floor. last night.
And we thought, wow, how far we have come. And
125
everybody know
85. And I mean, that was woof. He was talking about obviously that was the 2022 NBA Finals was Warriors and Celtics. And Steph was saying, yeah, we've got an entirely different roster, especially without Draymond out there. When you look at what they have besides Porzingis, they have pretty much the whole rotation still, and they're the defending champs. So they're coming in with a level of confidence and swagger about them, and it's the exact opposite of what we have. So, yeah, obviously great memories, but definitely feels like a long time ago.
It sucks to be at the end of the run.
Yep.
It sucks. I've gone through it. It sucks.
Yep. And it looks like now you're headed that way.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the Spurs went for a long time, it ain't a fun way to go. It's a fun way to go.
What did you term it? Death by 1,000 cuts. That's what it is. Last night, that vaunted franchise loses by 40 at home, and Steph Curry played.
Yeah. And Steph is one of those guys, much like this guys that the Spurs had, where, you want him to be. They want him to retire a Warrior. They want him to be a lifetime Warrior, just like the Spurs did with their guys.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, God, should we let this guy go? Because this is going to be miserable for his existence. Like
the misery involved with the end.
We're going to take away his joy. Like Jimmy Butler. He'll have no joy.
Every right to say it. And if Steph said it, we go, you know what? He's right.
Yeah, I would feel bad for Steph.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad for Jimmy Butler, but I do feel bad for Steph. I don't know why, but for some reason, maybe it's because one guy's actually accomplished something.
Well,
should give him that power.
Well, I'm just throwing this out there. As the Spurs make the turn and start looking toward a new leadership, it's nice to know that Steve Kerr might be available.
Yeah, that is something. Do you think the Warriors are going to fire Steve Kerr?
Well, it doesn't mean. Well, there was talk about him just leaving last year. I mean, there's new beginnings in Oakland. Well, now I guess they're in San Francisco with a pretty new stadium.
Oh, God.
But the prospect of Wemby in the future, that's a pretty bright beacon to head toward.
Well, he should bring Steph with him.
Why not? We'll take it.
Yeah.
We got Chris Paul. They already played together.
Late career Steph. Can you imagine? I've been saying the Spurs need a shooter. There you go.
I think that, we got a fair amount of money in the bank.
Yeah.
A few draft picks to let fly. So
get the last couple years of Steph in there. I'm for it. All right.
Considering how things have gone right now, I'm about to try anything.
Yep. All right. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. I got to tell you guys about Karbach Brewing. And you just heard Eric Warner on with us talking about what they've got going on out at Karbach. And obviously, a lot of people doing the dry January. They've got those free and easy beers. That's their non-alcoholic beers. And I've tried the IPA before. Pretty good. They're pretty good. Like it's not other than the obvious. Can't really tell. And then now you can get the Ziegenbach in 12-pack cans, and it does have new packaging, but it's all over San Antonio. And also the Hoplectic is going to be out and about San Antonio. Their seasonal IPA that I'm almost certain you're going to love, because I know the recipe they used on this, and this is one of the better beers that they've made. So, guys, go check it out wherever you get your beer, wherever you get your, if you go to the HEB, if you're going to the liquor stores, you can grab it all of those places, and you can also get it all over town in bars and restaurants. And on top of those new beers, unique beers, you can always find Love Street, Hopadillo, and Crawford Bach as well. So when you're out and about this week, going into the weekend, once it's thawed out, of course, ask your bartender to please make it a Karbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It's been a heck of a morning commute. Your morning rush hour into the midday. Just stay off the roadways if at all possible. We have cleared a lot of accidents. Still have a whole lot more. There were school closings due to the winter weather. Also, check your flights in, out of the airport. Just best to stay in if at all possible today. 1604 westbound I-10. That wreck is off to the shoulder now. 35 southbound Judson Road, wreck right lane. 35 southbound the off-ramp to Judson Road. We've also got the off-ramp blocked. 37 northbound connector to 410. This wreck has the ramp partially blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Hey guys, it's AJ from the Morning Huddle. Between us, when you hit a certain age, things start to feel a little off, right? You're tired all the time, your energy's low, maybe even your drive isn't what it used to be. And a lot of that comes down to testosterone. And trust me, it can happen to the best of us. That's where Game Day Men's Health comes in. They know how we feel and they make it easy. Game Day Men's Health is over there on Bassey Road across from the quarry. Their office has a relaxed man cave vibe, and they've built a 3-step process that's quick and designed just for us. First, get your T levels checked. Free testosterone test at their in-house lab. Then you meet with a licensed provider to create a customized plan. And finally, you'll get those fast weekly treatments. After a month, you're going to notice a difference. More energy, better mood, and a kick in your libido. Don't settle. Be the best version of yourself. Call Game Day Men's Health, 210-900-3691. That's 210-900-3691. Feel better, be better at Game Day.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome to Staples.
I am so pumped. My business is going to kill it this year.
Awesome. How can I help?
First, a new computer.
With Staples home and office hot deals, you save big on tech.
And new posters.
Save on custom printing too.
And
a new chair?
A chair. Who has time to sit?
Maybe all your new clients?
Now you're talking.
With Staples home and office hot deals, you'll find huge savings on custom prints, storage, chairs, and tech. And now save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's
showtime. Vic.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate what you've done today. I mean,
it took a lot what you did.
But I
he's
just
earned a good lunch.
I just want you to know, tomorrow I want to go back to normal. I just want to be treated like a regular person again, not a hero. I mean, it's been really cool. You know, I appreciate the adulation. Maybe the best part was this.
What, that you got here right 2 minutes before we were on the air, like a real hero does?
Well, that was good. But when Greg came in today,
oh yeah, what did he say? What did
Shelton? Did he thank you for not waking his ass up this morning?
He said, "It sounds like I owe you an apology."
Uh-oh.
I'm not going to give it to you, but I am going to say this. Yesterday, I called you a lot of names and a lot of words.
Uh-oh.
And then you showed up at work. I didn't expect you to.
Aha.
And then he said, but Rob Thompson is exactly what I thought he was.
Hey, did the news rats come in?
I don't know. Jimmy's here. I don't know about the rest of them.
Say the news rats didn't come in.
Well, but Greg's not going to say anything bad about Trey because then Greg will be fired. And Trey, you can't say anything bad about Trey in this building.
Yeah.
I say news rats in a very kind and loving way. Sean Ryman and Trey, they didn't come in either.
Every radio station you work at has one guy. Every radio cluster has one guy in the building you can't say anything about. And if you do, they're going to pick him over you. When I worked in Austin at Clear Channel, Bobby Bones was in our building.
Oh yeah.
And it was Bobby Bones. And then when I first got to Houston, there's a show called Rula and Ryan. And I guess people love this stupid show. It's such a dopey show. And I got in trouble because I said something about that show on the radio, and they got pissed off because I
don't say nothing about Trey Ware.
No, I've learned my lesson.
50 years of Trey Ware. He's the legend in these here parts. You smile when you bring up his name.
With the Rula and Ryan show.
So. He's a lovely man.
They had a van with their pictures on it. And I said, well, how long ago was that picture of Rula? Because she'd been
is this pre-filter days?
It was pre-multiple children days. And I pointed that out, and oh boy, was there an S storm that came down on my head. It's like, listen, mother effer.
I don't think Trey. I think Trey and Sean will both not care if you called him fat. I don't think you could. I think they just roll off their. Yeah. I don't think they care.
Well,
we can call him fat.
B. Hannon says, I thought it was the Rod Ryan show. There is a Rod Ryan show, but there was a show called Ryan and Rula. And they're not as cool as Rod Ryan was. All right, let's see what's going on outside the world of sports. And
outside of the blizzard of 25,
right? That's of course that's all what we really need to talk about is how many people have died in San Antonio today on the roads.
4 or 5 missing.
I mean, this has been one of the easier shows because the traffic reports are so long that we're getting extended breaks. It's like, okay, you guys go to break. Vic's like, all right, traffic report. We'll go to you in 4.5 minutes. And then it's Debbie going, oh, it's a mess out there.
There's accidents everywhere.
It's a mess out there.
Yeah.
And
y'all bring a cot?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I'm going back. If not, I'm going to stay in Vic's house. He's got room. Yeah.
Easy.
And Vic.
There's nobody. I have nobody at the house right now but my wife, so
that's
all
it.
Open. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, but you also have 42 dogs.
But they're fine. They'll like you.
All right.
Yeah, they're all little.
Yeah, they're small dogs. They're not like Great Danes or anything.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Do you let your dog in the bed?
No, I don't.
Do you let your dog? You do
Rob
let yours,
does.
don't you, Rob?
Does.
Yes,
See?
I do. I'm guilty.
Yeah,
I
don't.
Yeah.
They go on the sofa, but not on the bed.
Mine aren't allowed on.
I've always had. What's that? If you let dogs on the bed, you lose the house.
Yeah,
I feel like they're the dominant thing. Well, I saw a comedian I think it was Nate Bargatze. I don't know who it was. Very recently, say, "Have you seen my dogs? I don't have wolves. They're warm. They're sweet. They like to sleep on the bed. I don't mind. Not under the blankets, mind you. On top.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah,
still,
I don't mind.
And you let them on the couch too?
I don't mind. Oh yeah. They let me on the couch.
See, yeah, I'm the master of my domain.
See, I as long as I get peace and quiet, just no sudden movements or loud noises. I'm a pretty agreeable dude. Do what you want. Just no sudden movements or loud noises, and I'm all right.
A barista was just trying to do her job. You know what I mean? Trying to get through the day, and just serve up some coffee and go home and rest. And a customer came through the drive-through and had a monkey in the car with him. What? And okay, well that's odd. But then the monkey jumped through the service window, ran up her arm to her head, and began biting the barista. The attack reportedly ended when the coworker grabbed the monkey and threw it back out the drive-through window and shut the window. The monkey and the monkey and the guy were gone by the time the police arrived. The monkey re-entered the customer's vehicle and they drove away. The owner of the animal could face charges, though. This remains an active animal services investigation. The employee the monkey attacked, who asked to be remain unnamed, sustained bite marks to her hands and a laceration to her ear, which required stitches. Sorry, it was a lady who had the monkey in the car. She had two. By the way, she had two monkeys in the car. Only one jumped through the window and attacked, though. Like, maybe don't drive around with monkeys in your car. They're unpredictable animals. But this is you talk about wild days at work. That's got to be one of the.
Shoot a monkey.
I would too.
I'll unload a clip on a monkey, man.
Because chances are good.
Have you seen that HBO special?
No.
About the woman who fell in love with a monkey? They tried to follow up on Tiger King, and on HBO they had like Monkey Love or something like I don't know what it was. I got into I watched 1 or 2 episodes, and it got so freaking weird. Like a woman, just beyond that. But those monkeys, man, once they get about 6 months old, they'll rip your face off.
Well,
no, I'll shoot a monkey.
Do you remember the Jerry Springer episode where the blind man was married to the horse?
Yes,
I remember that. He French kissed her on TV.
Yeah, it reminded me when I saw the Netflix special.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's what I saw it. Yeah, no, that's a lethal weapon, man.
A monkey, or the
you have a trained monkey to attack your baristas.
Oh yeah,
or
that's
anything that doesn't.
That lady.
Go get me some coffee.
That lady needs to go to prison, or at least have her monkeys put into child protective services. Memphis, Tennessee.
Cheetah was the name of the monkey in Tarzan, right? Yeah.
A man in Memphis, Tennessee, has been arrested after police say he broke into his mother's home, and took a relative's ashes and dumped them in the toilet. A woman called the police and said that my son broke in through a window and took the cremated ashes of the deceased relative and flushed them down the toilet.
What relative? Do we know?
It doesn't say. It doesn't
Cousin?
say. They don't say. I guess she wanted to keep it a secret, but he just said, "Listen, it was our relative that had passed, and I kept the ashes, and he dumped them in the toilet." He was also charged with aggravated burglary. Ooh, now this is a interesting charge here. Abuse of a corpse.
Yeah.
Is that's abuse of a corpse?
Yeah. By the definition of the law. I mean, once the body is dead, it's just a bunch of cells, whether it's ashes or decaying meat. It's still a corpse by the letter of the law. So yeah,
then why can I keep?
Can't do that.
Why can I keep a corpse on my mantle of my fireplace?
Because we're civilized. I don't know. Ashes, I guess, are deemed. I guess you safer. I don't
make
like
those
that.
laws.
I have a good friend that's a funeral home cop. Maybe I'll ask him.
If I'm asking this is a ridiculous question on its surface, but I mean this genuinely because it sounds like you kind of know what's going on.
No, I'd have no idea.
If I wanted to get, let's say I'm one of these people who like, I love my wife so much that when she dies, I want to get her taxidermied and keep her. Can I do that?
No,
that's illegal.
I don't know why, but it is a social norm, just like cannibalism. We don't do that. You know, it's just something our culture, our society does not, so it's been deemed illegal. Other societies, no big deal, man. Once a year, take the bones out and sit around with grandpa, and that's fine. But here we don't do it, and it's illegal.
Well, If we've got abuse of a corpse is dumping ashes in a toilet, I mean, we gotta look deep into these laws.
Yeah, I mean, it can be illegal, but you have to be convicted. I mean, if there was no reason, I mean, if it was an accident and the jury hears it was an accident, all right, you did it, but we didn't,
Well, I don't think you
God.
I don't think you accidentally like take the ashes off the mantle and dump them in the toilet.
No, it might be illegal and you might be convicted and it might be a $50 fine and you get it was worth the money, I'll pay the fine just to prove a point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with I don't like that charge. I like the breaking and entering charge. I think he should be punished for that. But I'm not gonna go with the abuse of a corpse charge.
Because when you hear that, my mind goes someplace completely different.
Mine too.
When I hear that, I'm like, oh, what exactly did you do?
There's a new trend going on with women, and you guys have more success with the ladies than I do. So I want you guys to tell me if you think this is here to stay or not. Women are now carrying around these bags, and I've seen it a couple times, that are not like purse-size bags. These are like humongous duffel bag type bags that they are carrying as a purse. And they carry their makeup bags, they carry phone chargers, water bottles,
their hair dryers,
books,
like all of it,
umbrellas, whatever you think they're going to need through the day. They're carrying it all around in like a tote bag. Have you seen anyone doing this, Rob?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, my wife has a giant one of those. So
does my daughter.
It's like 3 feet across. It's
I mean, these are huge.
It's a big
open top
bag.
Yeah, you could put a mattress in there.
But I mean, this if you have a wife that has that, you're golden, man. You don't have to carry anything.
Yeah, it's all in there.
Or you have to carry the whole damn bag.
Oh no, only when she's trying stuff on.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, no, I don't have to do that. But I'd much rather her carry that than nothing. And I've got like lipstick in my pocket and their ID in the other pocket. That's a lot of responsibility for me.
That's
I can't deal with that.
That's like when we go to the casinos, my wife is like, I don't want to take my purse. I just want
just your ID, right?
So I carry her ID, and that's
that's good. I can't even keep up with mine, and you're trusting me with yours. Carry the big bag, man. We're all safer.
That's true. Freedom Ride says men use backpacks for that. Do you just? I don't see. I mean, I don't carry around a backpack everywhere I go.
Yeah, I don't either.
I carry. If I go out for a night on the town with my boys, what fits in my pockets is what I'm taking. If it don't fit in my pocket, it ain't going with me. It's phone, wallet, keys, chapstick. That's it.
He's right.
I remember when I first got out of college, and I met a friend that had graduated a year before me, and we met in Houston. Went out to Westheimer, and we were getting ready to go out, and all he took with him was his driver's license and his Amex, and I was like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen."
That's all you need.
I want to be that guy where all I need is this and that. Let's hit the town.
You don't even need the wallet. Just the
I'm
Amex.
like, I need to go buy an ATM. Crap! It's $20 minimum. I only got $19.
Oh man, yeah.
I just couldn't wait to be that guy.
And Rob, that guy pulled out his black Amex, and Rob pulled out his Discover card. That was like a $200 limit.
Yeah,
Discover. That's for them that's got money. I was using my Surge card. I had to get charged.
Now, I think Discover's trying to like change their branding with all these Stifler's Moms ads. Like Discover used to be the credit card that you had to get if you had bad credit. The only credit card you could get was a Discover card.
You're right.
I've never had a Discover card. I've never had when the part of the ad is accepted most places you go. You're like, well,
I would hope
most.
Well, I mean, Amex isn't like I had an Amex card for the longest time, and it wasn't accepted everywhere. And it is frustrating when they're like, no, we don't deal with Amex.
Amex is
the fees are too much.
Too.
Yeah, but the perks when you have like perks, man, you build up some points, and like the way I still operate this way, I pay for everything with a credit card and then pay it off at the end of the month. And when you do that with Amex, like every 2 years, you just get a free month. It's like you just lived this month for free because they paid it off with the points.
I like to live under a tremendous amount of debt. It keeps me motivated.
Now,
I got to wake up like a crackhead, man.
That's
I
a
gotta
good
go to
call.
work.
That's why you're never late for work. Unless it's snowing outside.
I just wasn't there.
Yeah, unless it's snowing, and then
I was actually there before you. I just wasn't there.
That is true. All right, let's hit our last break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas, get ready for the ultimate sports talk experience. The one and only Rich Eisen is on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. With over 20 years of NFL experience, Rich Eisen brings breaking stories, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews with sports legends to your airwaves with unmatched wit, insight, and passion. Catch all the action every weekday, noon to 2 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show, only on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Joe, I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da! It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and
stop. Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes stay in tip-top shape. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
What is a sex giantess?
Well, she's a big girl. By big, I mean tall. And apparently there are short dudes that are very attracted to that, and they want to like live in her cleavage and her hiney. I mean, is that like a fantasy? It's like, I want to live in your crotch for a while?
Well, define a while.
Well,
I mean, the way you say that.
No.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage and light a jump like a candle. Dance. Killing your brain like a poisonous
my wife
mushroom.
went to high
Deadly.
school with Robbie Van Winkle.
Oh, did she?
ran the hard streets of Farmers Branch, Texas, the ghettos of
ghettos.
Brookhaven Country Club. Yes, she's from the hard streets of Brookhaven.
Did old Vanilla ever? Vanilla. Did he ever hit the bullseye with your wife?
No, they ran in the same circles.
Because the kid don't play.
I think she actually did go out with him one time, but I think he dated some of her other friends before he moved away. But yeah, he's a kind of
because that would have been kind of a cool Eskimo Bros situation.
Okay, here
right?
you want to talk about Eskimo? Here's an Eskimo Bros situation. He dated a girl that ended up marrying Bill Clinton's brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I have an Eskimo Bro story that I'll tell you off air that you would never believe in a million years. It's the craziest story ever. You won't believe it. That's for tomorrow, though, if you come to work.
There are so many jokes to follow. I cannot wait to hear the story.
All right, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Daily Lines brought to you by SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house, located at 281 in Bitters. I think I'll be back on the tables tomorrow, and if you want to come knock me out of the tournament, go out there. You'll get your entry back. You knock me out of the tournament, you get your entry fee back, just like that. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to pay?
Who wouldn't?
That's a
I'm
free
waiting
roll.
for, as we go through the daily lines, are we going to start looking in the NHL? Is it time yet? Are we about to
I
start
think,
looking into it, or are we going to hold off for a couple
I think
of weeks?
we can wait until football's over.
Okay.
Like, because I know most people don't care about hockey.
No, it's not about caring. It's about hot goalies and all the stuff that makes you money.
And yeah, I will start focusing in on betting some more hockey once football ends. But yeah, for now we'll stick to hoops and football when we're blessed enough to get it. Although we got 3 games left.
3 games left in this season. I know,
but hopefully 2 of them involve the Bills, and if that's the case, then it could be
at
worse.
least one of them.
It could be at least one of them will certainly involve the Buffalo Bills. All right, I don't know why my there. Oh, there we go. I had too many tabs open to make this work. The NBA. The Knicks are at the Brooklyn Nets, 11.5-point favorites on the road. You said the other day you're riding the Knicks.
I will continue to do so.
Okay. That just feels like such a big number, man.
It's such a big number, but we're starting to get to the point, AJ, and we might not be completely there yet, where teams are now going to have to decide once we get past the trade deadline. They're all in on something. Whatever is going on after the trade deadline, they have either signified by their activity or inactivity. Whatever the season's goal is, that's the sole focus. Brooklyn Nets are looking for draft picks, baby. They're looking to be number 1. And their sole goal from here on out is to lose games and add ping pong balls. It's now a matter of how do they want to lose. Do you see a lot of heart on the Brooklyn Nets?
No.
So when you see lines like this, as we get further and further along, Cam Thomas and Ben Simmons are both out. And, if you're looking for Ben Simmons to be the heart and soul of a team that refuses to lose, man, the Brooklyn Nets are going to go down in flames. So when I see these big numbers, especially in a little rivalry like the Nets and the Knicks have, I expect a little bit of fight from the Nets, but the Knicks are going to pound them, man. This is their turf.
Yeah, I think it just feels like at some point these teams, if you're talking about lines like this, you have to assume the Nets have just quit and they're not trying at all. And
like I said, we might not be there yet.
Here's another one. Rob, the Blazers are 10.5-point dogs. And on the surface, you go, okay, that makes sense. But they're playing the Heat. Well, should the Miami Heat be favored by a 10.5 over anyone in the whole wide world right now?
Well, I will say this. No, they're less talented than they were when Jimmy Butler was playing. But once you kind of get that rock out of your shoe, you know what I mean? When every time you go to practice, here goes Jimmy again, and here goes Jimmy on a different flight, this and that, and you get freed a little bit. Man, that breath of fresh air will give you a bounce. Is it a long-term fix? No, but right now, I don't like this number for a lot of reasons, and that's just one of them.
I'll say this. I don't think Tyler Hero and Bam are like, man, I really wish Jimmy would get back. I really don't think that they're missing him. Like, I think they're probably like, all right, fine, dude, you beat it.
And I think if they were missing him, he'd be back.
I think so too.
I think if they had called Riles and Spoelstra as the team players and saying, we need the guy back, they're not begging for him. And I think at the same time, who was their first-round draft pick last year? Khalil Ware?
Yeah.
He played against us and looked really good. I think that they're kind of excited about the possibility of Khalil Ware finding his way onto this roster and adding that big length that they have never had. That could shake up this conference. And minus Jimmy or not, if Hero can get some buckets and Khalil Ware can play kind of a two-way high-low game with Bam, I think Spoelstra and Riles might be cooking something up by their inactivity with Butler and Khalil Ware finally making a step in there. I like the Miami tonight.
Rob said big length. The Orlando Magic 1.5 point favorites at Toronto. Toronto stinks. The Magic, despite not having any bodies on the floor, and Paolo's even playing. I gotta like the Magic here.
Yeah. How many Wagners do we have tonight?
Zero Wagners.
No
Zero
Wagners still.
No Wagner.
Well, that sucks.
Sixers plus 13.5 at the Nugs. Oh, I was going to say, it sounds like Embiid's out. Did you see yesterday after we said it was 11 that Zion got announced out?
Yep.
And I said, oh, the Pelicans are favored by 11. That must mean Zion's playing. And then like 2 hours later, I got the notification. Zion ruled out for Monday.
Did they pull it off the board?
They won by 4 points. So what books will do is they'll take it off the board until they readjust the line. And I'm trying to find what this game closed at. But, I mean, there's no way it went off at 11. I mean, that would have been insane. I've got an app on my phone that'll tell me exactly what it went off at. But I said, there's no way this number can be 11 if Zion's not playing. And then so if we would have been smart enough to just bet the damn Jazz.
Well,
let's see. No, like
smart and betting on the Jazz really are mutually exclusive terms.
Yeah,
but I guess last night might have been it.
Looks like it closed at 8. That's not enough.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not enough. Sorry. All right, we're back to today's games. The Sixers plus 13.5 at the Nuggets.
That's a big number.
It is a big number for a Nuggets team that haven't been good, though. They haven't been great this year. And then
I don't like that. That's too much.
The Wizards are at the Lakers. The Lakers 13.5 point favorites at home. Again, feels like a big number, but you're getting these teams like the Wizards who there's a lot of like, how much do they really want to play factor that you've got to account for. And that makes it pretty difficult. We're going to start running in.
We're not there yet either because the trade deadline, there's still on every team. There's somebody waking up this morning a little nervous. So there's still a little bit
or
of
a little excited, like, hey, maybe today's my day to get the hell out of Washington.
But every team, there's 2 or 3 dudes every morning. They wake up and their first call is to their agent. Have you heard anything? Is anything going to happen? Because they know where they stand salary wise and contract wise. So that there's a little bit of drama going on in everybody's locker room until the trade deadline hits. And once that hits, the numbers become much more firm. We're still kind of in that nebulous area. There's some teams that might decide we might go all in on this. And there's 1 or 2 teams out there frantically trying to dump superstars right now.
We got a couple good games in college hoops today. Alabama is an 11.5 point favorite hosting Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's 15-3 this season. They're very good, but Alabama is better. Just a monster. Total in this one, 169 and a half.
Ooh.
169.5 the total. I mean,
not a lot of defense going to be played tonight.
Well, Alabama just puts that pace, man. Maybe the best game of the night. This is the best game of the night. Tennessee, a 7.5 point favorite now against Mississippi State. I bet Tennessee last night at 6.5. Probably like it a little less at 7.5, but I just think that home court edge, Mississippi State just getting that huge win over their biggest rival in Ole Miss. Now they got to go into Knoxville. It feels like maybe a bit of a letdown spot after that big win. So give me Tennessee to get the job done tonight. UConn, 12.5 point favorites over Butler. God, Butler sucks, but I don't like laying 12.5 with this UConn team that I don't really trust. And I don't know if McNeely's playing. He's like Caravan's still good, but it feels like McNeely's the only guy who can really make them go. And so that's a stay away from me.
That was a tough loss to Creighton. They got kicked in the teeth with Creighton. That was a blood and guts basketball game. Go back to that Mississippi State game real quick.
Yeah.
Did you see them beat Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Miss and Chris Beard were believing in themselves the other night, and Mississippi State put it on them.
Well,
it was 84. That was a good win.
Both those Mississippi
Watch
schools
Mississippi State. I'm saying
found the right coach.
Yeah,
Chris Jans
be
is
very
good.
careful with. Yes, and be very careful with this Tennessee team. They're bigger than Tennessee, and Tennessee is normally the biggest team on the front line. Mississippi State can match that. I lean a little bit toward Mississippi State there. That's
Okay.
just mine.
Well, just take money out of my pocket, Rob. Look what you're doing to
No,
me.
man.
Look what you're doing. Me versus you. Good luck, Bubba.
This is an exhibition, not a competition. Please no wagering on our wagers.
Purdue minus 9.5 hosting the Ohio State Buckeyes. I do not think Ohio State's very good. Purdue is somehow much better than I expected them to be. Like for a team that just says, nope, we don't take transfers. They're a young team because when guys graduate, they replace them with freshmen. It is a credit to Matt Painter, like for making these teams work. So, but I like Purdue at home. In general, I like Big Ten
Braden
teams at
Smith.
home. I generally like Big Ten teams at home.
That the point guard for Purdue, Braden Smith, doesn't look like much, but is the heart and soul of that team. And tough baller. Yeah, Purdue's solid. That's a good basketball team because of that continuity. It'll limit them in the end because they're not talented enough, but they're solid.
Iowa State is hosting Central Florida, and Iowa State a 15.5 point favorite. And that sounds like a lot. I would not want to play Iowa State today after they just got their ass kicked against West Virginia. My guess is that they are looking for revenge, and at home in a little Hilton magic, I bet Iowa State puts it on Central Florida. Marquette, an 11.5 point road favorite at Seton Hall. I think Marquette's better than the market thinks they are. I think Seton Hall's worse. And Texas is a 1.5 point favorite against Missouri. Not sure that should be the case.
Coach
either.
Terry. Coach Terry, you're going to have to do something. You're going to get yourself fired.
I
I've
think
been
he is gonna get himself
sacrificing some of
fired.
my. He's in trouble, man.
He's
They're
your,
not playing him.
he's your new Will Levis. All right. We'll be back tomorrow.
Down that hill, too.
Hopefully, Rob will be here. You guys stay safe out there. Blitz at 2.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently